battling for justice, bringing down the house with force. In the shadows of the city where the lights dim low, Captain Kern steps out ready to blow, with a heart made of steel and fists to match. Enemies shudder when they catch his dispatch. He's a knight in the night, rolling deep, just a sword he's sworn to keep. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Kern, the hero we need. Never backs down, he's on the front line, facing the evils that intertwine. Corruption's vines, stripping the streets, he tears them down with lyrical beats. A vigilante with a badge of honor, turns the storm, chaos has got her. Boom, boom, hear the thunder roll. Captain Kern's on patrol, rights the wrongs, breaks the chains. In his world, justice reigns. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Kern, the hero we need. From the depths of despair, he rises high, a beacon of hope under the night sky. Enemies fear when his name is called, a symbol of power on a pole. With every step, he claims the land, justice delivered by his commanding hand. So when you're lost and the night draws near, remember Captain Kern, let out a cheer. For justice, for truth, for the right. He's the guardian of the city's light. Hardcore rhythm fading out, justice served, no doubt.
Well, what's going on, everybody? Hey, is this damn thing working? My microphone? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, it says that. It says it's working. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, Debbie Webb. How are you both doing? Looks like we got just people just showing up a little bit at a time. We're going to give a few minutes here before we start everything. How's everybody doing this morning? I have got a reprieve from my now 5 days of migraines. I don't know what's causing it, but all I could do is sit and chat with people because I could not talk. I could not listen. I couldn't do anything. I mean, it was just literally bad for the head. Oh, my Lord. I hope everybody's doing good. It's January 8th. Anybody notice that 2025 seems to be starting off slow as hell? I mean, slow. Especially for me after the 3rd, when I did my daughter's the stream about my daughter, it was man, it just seems like the days are just dragging butt hardcore. So we got a lot of things to talk about today, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes here. Weather makes yours bad, Debbie? Oh, yes. I understand. Yes. Oh, yeah, just check it out. I got a new banner for the show here. Check it out. Boom. Welcome to the Captain Hour. Please like and subscribe. And then give me all your money. Super grift. That's what I say. Hi, says, okay, dealing with trying to get a hold of FCA corporate. Oh, shit. You have a Jeep? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Wifey's here, kitty cat. What's going on? Hey, babe. How you doing? I cannot get the wife to actually come on the show, which would be gravy if she did. She doesn't have to be on camera, but I would love to have her on here so we could have, husband and wife banter because she's mean to me. Miss Shenny, you're on the telly with the nephew, but I'm going to let you know I have to. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tell the nephew hi for me. Yep. Oh, my Lord. Oh, God. So it has been one heck of the last couple of days. I mean, it's been hard on me. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how in the world I even survived it, guys. It's just my head was ready to explode. Just boom. Every single day, on and on and on. It's just not kosher. The whole LA wildfires thing, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get into that a little bit here because my God, you know, I've been monitoring this ever since it started. And I have friends that live in this area, in all of these areas. And I haven't heard from them, and it's scaring the hell out of me. They're not on social media. You try to text them, they don't answer. And I do know that, cell service and stuff like that has been, down because, some of the towers burnt down, all that good crap. It's been, horribly bad. And, not to get too damn political, but if anybody remembers, back in 2016, Trump came out and told Governor Buttmunch, Newsom, you need to take care of your forests. Stop spending your money on stupid shit and take care of your forest, or else your whole damn state's going to burn down. It's happened twice now. Since then. This will be the third time. And now this is actually threatening LA. It's literally threatening Los Angeles. And I just keep going back and forth to how dumb is the leadership of California? Their Congress can override their moron governor. But no, they would rather have insurance pay out for all these multi-million-dollar homes. I don't understand it. Does anybody have any sense of this? Let me make sure my audio is.
It was a smaller fire. We threw a lot of resources at it.
Let's listen to this for a minute.
It's under control at this point. We'll push that information out to the media so you have the very specifics, but we're calling it the Woodley fire. Yeah, it was in the Sepulveda Basin. Yes, sir.
By the way, you guys should have seen the ASL translator earlier. That dude was wild. I hope he comes back up.
Smaller fires here, but can somebody speak more to what resources are being deployed to that fire? And for people in the Sylmar area, what are the evacuation zone areas, any closures, and where those people can go in the area?
Hi, good morning. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez from the 7th District. Last night we evacuated 71 horses from the Stetson Ranch area. The fire came up quickly, and so thankfully they were safely evacuated to the Hansen Dam Equestrian.
Did she say the Stetson Ranch area? If y'all didn't know, there's been a literal shit ton of movies filmed there.
Is making it that much more challenging for firefighters to be able to fight these fires, whether it's in the Palisades or any other part of the county. And so it's critically important.
Hey, Lady Autumn Sky, welcome.
In the Sylmar community, Richie Valens Rec Center in Pacoima is available for the evacuations. Currently, there is 80% vacancies, so there's still capacity for people.
Richie
to
Valens
there.
died in a plane crash.
We will continue to open up additional facilities as it's needed. I want to ensure the public that the things that you can do, and I know the question was asked earlier, if you're not in the immediate fire area, there are things that you can do to be of assistance, and it goes to looking at hardening your home from any potential threat of embers. These embers fly. They can go for a couple miles. So we want to ensure that they do everything to create the...
Does this woman look like a super Karen? I'm pretty sure that in her daily life, she's a super Karen.
Again, staying off the roads to the greatest degree possible. More importantly, reducing your water usage at this time. Because there is no aerial support, all of our water is being heavily demanded upon for these firefights in all parts of the county. So these are the...
wait, what was that from the ASL translator? Was she running a machine gun?
Of our first responders.
Oh my God.
Downed power lines, report those to 911. We can also report all outages to 1-800-DIAL-DWP. And most importantly, for trees that are down, because we know we have a lot of road blockages, our Bureau of Street Services, for the City of Los Angeles, all of our street services crew and public works crews are out there doing that work as well, and they are part of our first responders. Want to make sure that everyone's reporting those to 311 so that we can keep the roads.
I'm not sure that's ASL. I'm not sure what that woman is doing, but
for our fire.
Is that
personnel.
ASL on Ibonics, maybe?
For the adjacent equine areas, because I know in the Hearst fire, we're concerned about the spread right now.
See, she's throwing up gang signs now, y'all.
We're concerned about the potential spread to other equine areas. We want to make sure that we launched our early evacuation for horse keeping areas in the Northeast San Fernando Valley, and I want to
Look at this lady cop over here. She's got the worst look on her face, like somebody farted.
With your bags, with your important documents,
Like,
to be ready to potentially heed the call for evacuation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're over time. We're gonna.
Just one clarity as
sorry.
well, so you have some of the statistics. It started at 1010 last night. The latest acreage we have is 500 acres. We're working closely with our partners, which are the Los Angeles National Forest.
Wait,
We have a rep over here.
500 acres? Wasn't it reported it was 2,300?
Specific, but we are unified with them.
By the
So
state.
good news
That was
is
reported last night by the state of
that
California,
efforts of our
2,300
crews
acres
working
burning.
through the night last night. Our overall objective was to keep that fire so it did not overpass the 5, did not cross the 5 at this point. We're able to hold it to that point. But again, the winds are back up. We're working really, really hard there to make sure we maintain that.
She's not a cop.
And
She's
we'll continue
fire
to
marshal,
work
maybe? I don't know
with
what
our
she
partners.
is.
Thanks, Chief. Yeah, I don't have too much more to add, but I will share that the Los Angeles City Fire and the Angeles National Forest went into unified command immediately when that fire started. And that fire started in an area we're well exercised, known as the mutual threat zone. So that's a part of our pre-plan.
Hey, as long as it doesn't reach Compton, because some of my favorite YouTubers are in Compton, you know, Daily Driven Exotics.
Good air and actually
I'm happy.
wind speeds. We're assessing aircraft.
No, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Continuously
Hopefully nobody else. There's been 2 people killed already. We need, you know, California needs to take better care of the damn forests.
That services the Southern California areas in Lancaster under the U.S. Forest Service, and they're watching for opportunities to launch aircraft. But last night, the winds out in the Antelope Valley were just as bad as they were here in what we call the Front Range. So we're still struggling to get aircraft in the air. Yes, sir. Robert Garcia, Fire Chief for the Angeles National Forest.
Thank you. We are wrapping up our press conference. We will have one-on-ones and a short for Spanish
Okay.
media. If you gather
All right.
over here, we will have Sheriff Luna and also LA City PIO with Fire David Ortiz. So Spanish interviews right over here to my right.
Okay, 1, why do we need Spanish interviews? Period. This type of shit in the United States bothers me. It bothers me immensely. I understand that there are people that don't speak English, right? I get that. But where you have to have a completely separate press conference with just Spanish speaking, that bothers me. Excuse me. I just don't understand, you know, because the primary language in the United States, Shenny, because last night the Spanish news had much better coverage. I wouldn't doubt it, because the English-speaking coverage is all about, you know, politics for the most part. But, I mean, look at this. This is absolutely horrible looking. You know, we're not talking, this is out in, you know, out in the boonies. This is literally right in the, you know, the hill country there, and these are people's homes. This is everything, you know. Sadly, because of what's going on here, this is going to cause problems nationwide. We're in a commercial break looking at, I don't even know what the hell this is. Is this out in the Palisades up by the ocean, or I don't even know. Looks cool though. I don't know what I'm looking at this point. Yeah, it was not the official language. I mean, technically in the United States, there is no official language. There's been plenty of bills that have been passed to request that English be the official language because it is the most spoken. Well, as of the 90s, it was the most spoken language. I don't know what that those statistics are now. I actually did a high school paper on it. So, and I don't mind that other people speak different languages. You know, I get frustrated when I don't understand what people are talking about. Yeah, it failed the vote. It really did, and it's good and unfortunate at the exact same time. Um, you know, inside, you know, when you go to another country, you know, you're not going to be able to communicate with them. Uh-oh. Heidi says, YouTube froze up my end now. I'm 12 minutes behind. What the? Yeah, what the heck? Playing the 2x speed. I don't. Can I talk at 2x speed so now you're at 4x? That'd be freaking awesome. I'm not that excited today. So, oh my God. Anybody get that little itch right inside your nose, right there, right inside the cartilage, and you can't get to it? It's horrible. No, I've always, you know, just when you go to a different country, they expect you to speak their language. You know, you go to a restaurant and you ask for a meal. They're going to want that in their language, and people take great. You just need to stop, woman. I already trimmed my nose hairs. It's not the nose hair. But people take, you know, great strides to learn the basics of, you know, oh, I'm going to Spain into a community where they speak zero English. So you learn actual Spanish. You know, go down to Mexico. You got to. They don't speak English hardly. They don't like to speak English. There's very few countries in the world that honestly have English as a primary language. Yeah. So when you think about it, it's like, okay, if you come to the United States and the primary language just by default is English, wouldn't it be helpful to just have everything in English? Now, ironically, I do know quite a bit of Spanish. And oh no, Shenny. Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm not on my best behavior.
I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if you can hear me at all.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So the whole thing is that it goes to the microphone on the phone, not the microphone in my ear. Okay. Because it's morning here, I'm exhausted. I've been on the phone doing legal shit with my nephew. Now I'm going to move over to the fire thing because yes, I'm on high alert. 1776, I am good. I did sleep like crap because with the Santa Ana conditions coming here and then me being extremely triggered by the fire up north, waiting for it to also hit down here. Yeah, I slept on and off. I'm going to talk at you really quick for a moment because, well, have you met me? Anyway.
I mean, you do you, girl.
Okay, so here's the thing. And 1776 did catch it in a couple of chats yesterday because I was getting really kind of fed up with the over of a whole lot of shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the 03 fires, right, which started in the rural area of San Diego County, came through, killed 3 of my family members and came into town and went all the way up to La Jolla. In the 07 fires, it came through again. You know, it started a bit north. Okay, because we had the Cedar fire that started in Julian, and then we had the Witch Creek that started on the way to Julian. Okay, that one took out all the way to La Jolla. Okay, which La Jolla is an oceanfront community, very elite, and that one took so much out, but it missed my house by 1.5 houses. Okay.
Dear Lord.
So hearing that people say, wait, this never happens in built up communities, it does happen in built up communities. It has happened. San Diego
Oh,
was the
absolutely.
first to experience this twice before it started happening more and more and more. Okay. Um, change your vote, people. If you don't like this, change your vote. Change your vote. Start at the lower thing and change your vote. That's the best I got for you, because the tree huggers, they've changed things to where it's deadly for the rest of us. Either deadly because we're going to be fenced into a cement city community and be promised to be kept safe by our government, or because we're going to be living in a rural community that no longer is allowed by the community members to clean it up and avoid this crap from happening. There's the thing. So here I am. What I wanted to say is I didn't see, and at 1776, I know you said scroll up or scroll back. I don't know. But I just haven't. Have you met me? I'm trying to get dressed to go into the office. So here's what we got. At in it's above Palisades, just to the north of Palisades, okay?
Hmm.
There's the Olivia's fire that has
Yep.
now been updated to 4 acres. That was an hour ago. It's still reported as an active fire. That is again more north by probably 60 miles. Okay. And then we have the Palisades fire that is again to the south, that's over the 3,000 acres, and it's probably even more, but they're afraid to update the acreage a lot of the times because it's still burning um the inner parts of it, and they know that they flew that up. That's based on what I've known. And that 2,921 acres again was just updated 1 minute ago. Okay, we have the Woodley fire just to the northeast of that location, which I don't know when it started, to be honest. Um, but as of 30 minutes ago was already reported to be 30 acres. Again, looking to see when that started, it looks like this morning. That was another one that just
Yep.
started this morning. Um, just to the northeast of the Woodley, we also have the Hearst fire. The Hearst fire looked like it was going yesterday. That one is 500 miles, or sorry, 500 acres. And I think that's probably the one that you were watching on the report on. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then we have um e- exactly due east of the Palisades fire, which is now going south of the Hearst fire, is the Eaton fire. That one updated 1 hour ago at 2,227 acres. I want to keep saying miles, and I'm sorry because I'm brain dead and tired. They did get the olive fire. It looks like they got that contained, and it remained very small. They jumped right on that, and that's currently, well, shoot. Nope, I'm still good. The Tyler fire was kept down to 11 acres, and though that was to the east of me, it was so far to the east, it was on the other side of La Quinta. Chances are it would have never gotten to me. I had 3 fires yesterday around me, and I survived them all. There is it down to the south, below Riverside. There is the Scout fire. Again, they held that one. It looks like they think they've got it contained, not yet put out. It looks like 2 hours ago they're calling the containment right at 5 acres. There was a fire showing, but the apple fire, they maintained that, and they just called that one extinguished. So boom, bingo, there we are.
Well, just I want to start off by saying, thank God you're safe.
Oh yeah.
You know, it shit like this, when shit like this goes down, I mean, we live in Colorado. We know exactly what California goes through when it comes to wildfires.
Right,
And
which used to bust me up when we were being told that we have the worst wildfires. It's like, wait, have you not seen Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado?
yeah, when we have a wildfire, it destroys half the state.
Exactly. It just kind of pisses me off. God, I wish I could get your voice on my earpiece.
It should be in the settings. You should just be able to select the audio.
Well, I'm going audio settings, microphone, earpiece. Trying. Let's see. There's a Bluetooth.
There you go.
Hello.
Oh,
Okay.
there you are.
Thank you. That. Okay. So, but anyway, thank you guys. 1776. I didn't want to baffle and confuse you yesterday. I just did not appreciate, a particular law enforcement guy who was simply listening to the scanner. I have learned I don't listen to people's BS on the internet. I know my truth, but then I also know
Yep.
that I've been burned listening to people who say this is their truth and their truths are not really truths. It's just, ooh, I have the scanner. We all have a scanner, honey. We all have a scanner. You don't want to know how many things I will track because I am required to track it
Mhm.
in order just to stay alive. Okay? So I will be listening to scanner. I will have each airplane who is flying out of the airport by my house in order to go fight these fires. I will have each one of them on their own active screen so that I can watch exactly what they're doing and when they're going to come back past my house. I am just so, the O3 fires messed and triggered with me, and then the people in chat started triggering with me too. And it's like, you just want to call yourself the law enforcement? I'm not going to call you BS, but I'm going to call you BS. You may not really be law enforcement officer just because you're listening and you've got the codes. I'm not law enforcement, but I'm listening and I've got the codes also.
Well,
Do you see what I'm saying?
I have tended over the last few years to get very cynical towards online law enforcement. The guys that actually go, I know what I'm talking about. No, you're just a
You've
dumbass.
got a keyboard, and where's my 15-inch penis keyboard? I'm just saying, if you would hurry up and make that, I'm quite sure you would make a fortune.
Oh God. I actually did decide. I did just start the design on that in Fusion 360. Believe it or not.
And then you stopped, But yeah, no, and that's the problem. And so, being triggered last night, it was a lot. And then, listening to somebody who's not accustomed to this, it was like, okay, I went from 0 to 16,000 in a heartbeat, okay, on stress level. And then it's like, well,
Yeah.
my dear friend this is not where he lives, so he doesn't know. So I'm going to just listen to how he is seeing this, and I'm going to get it set in my head that, well, no, that's common, honey. No, that's common, honey. And he does not know how much he got to relax me. This is
Yeah.
1776 knows who the he is, but at first it was like, don't do that, don't, and then I was like, oh wait, you're relaxing me because you're making me fact check what I know. Okay, so it was, I have to let him know how much I love what he did last night.
Yeah.
But there's
people don't understand when they're watching this stuff over the internet just how deadly it is, and how many lives are completely destroyed. I mean, I'm showing a map of the fires right now. I don't know if you can see that, but
yeah,
this is the Palisade map. This is what is affected. This is California. Does anybody realize how many, not tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of people are affected in that area?
oh yeah, no. See, Okay, these areas that are burning, first of all, okay, a lot of people know that James Wood, reported that, hey, this is,
Yep.
okay. You know how you watch 2.5 Men?
Yep.
Yeah, those houses are gone.
Yeah.
The house that they supposedly lived on are gone. They're gone. They're gone. Okay? Um, if you
Yeah. They're
watch,
you're right down here on Topanga Beach, right?
well, along Malibu and Topanga, exactly. It's 101.
Yeah.
Those are the houses that last night I was like, oh, 2.5 Men, poof, gone. You don't know how many of these houses. Doesn't matter how small they are. It's kind of like we have a community in San Diego here that some of the houses are about 970 square foot, sell for
Yeah.
$1.5 million.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
though I was hearing last night people go, "Oh, those houses are old. They're small. It's okay." That's not an important house kind of a thing, right? That house probably sold for close to 7 mil because it's called location, location, location. And
Mm-hmm.
well, these are people who can afford the really good insurance policies. They're going to get beautiful places rebuilt, but not learn their lesson. They're not going to learn their lesson. And
Oh heck no.
they're not going to clear their properties from trees. You saw the building where everybody thought they would go shelter in place, right?
Yep.
And yet the roof caught on fire, and they showed all the trees that were grown up, the trees and the lovely, beautiful shrubs that had grown
Mm-hmm.
up to the building. Well, okay, let me share something with you about fire. Fire is a live instrument. It is a live being. It has its own train of thought and its own life force. All it needs is food. Do you know what food is? Food is everything,
Yeah.
everything that it can consume in a quick moment. So all of those beautiful trees that you have shading your house, well, if it's touching your house, by touching, I mean within 5 foot of your roof, you you just got a match sitting there waiting for it to go up. Okay?
Oh yeah.
If you have, and here's one that gets me, that I'm totally against people doing, and finally, I think California is saying, stop it, mulch,
Yep.
mulch along. They take and they put mulch along the rims of their houses around. Do you know what mulch is? It's wood.
Yep.
It might be treated, but do you know how hot these fires are? It burns the treatment right out and then goes, ooh, thank you very much for the dinner. And then there goes your house. So you have all of these meals for this life force that's only hungry coming along and eating, and you don't have a good enough clearance. Then we have where the county and the state will not let you clear certain areas of land because, first of all, it's next to your property and you don't own it, and they say they do. But they don't want you going and clearing it because you might disturb a worm underground that they might feel is important later, but they don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
things
the
to be
the tree
changed.
huggers in California have gone absolutely fucking bananas. I mean, there are so many issues. It's one of the reasons that California doesn't have any damn water. Is we got to protect this little minnow. Fuck the minnow. People need water. And if they had more water, we wouldn't have fires like this.
Well, no, we still would because we're not allowed to clean and rake and pick up. See, here's the thing.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
nature will automatically do these clean fires. Okay, they
Yes, it
will
will.
automatically do these clean fires. People don't understand nature takes care of herself, and she does it very, very beautiful and very,
Mhm.
very well. What is happening here is that We stop nature's fires from happening before it gets to this point. Nature has found another way to go, fuck you, I'm going to make it happen anyway. And so, again, I don't like the 4-letter word. I call it Beetlejuice's cousin, decides to present in the form of Santa Ana conditions. So
Yep.
when we get to Santa Ana conditions, Mother Nature's like, I'm going to teach your ass, okay? Which wouldn't be an issue because I don't even think that Mother Nature would feel the need to do it if we were
Mhm.
able to clean appropriately like we did in the 50s and 60s. Now, the first
Oh,
fire I remember that was huge and came in to the city and was back in the 70s, the early 70s. There was a huge, horrible fire back in the 70s. That's the first one I really remember. You know, and they had to let it burn. They just had to let it go on. These fires are going to happen naturally, but be able to be controlled in such a way that if we could clean them, we would know wouldn't get out of control like this. I don't know how. I've got a whole thought in my head and I can't get there. I'm sorry.
oh, you're fine. You're fine. No, I completely agree. You know, I was talking to Cynthia about the wildfires in California. Was it last year sometime? And you know, she knows more about wildfires than just about anybody I know because you know she's dealt with it her whole adult life. And you know, I was talking to her. I was like, you know, I remember looking at aerial photographs years ago of when they used to put half a mile fire breaks in Colorado. And then that got trimmed down to like 1,000 foot. And now the standard is a 200-foot fire break. Yet these embers can float in the air for miles. It's an absolute travesty that, you know, people just don't understand that, you know, we have to, in order to protect our own, we have to have these clearings in order to make it safer. You know, it's never going to be perfectly safe, but safer.
Right. Well, it busts
You know,
me
'cause-
up.
yeah,
People don't
I mean,
understand the fuel in these fires. The people do with the fire breaks. I have a neighbor because you know I live down here in the Cleveland Forest, and
Mhm.
I have a neighbor who he built his house, and he's got the clearance all around. I mean, it's beautifully cleared, and he keeps it beautifully cleared. And then he installed a whole bunch of palm trees.
yeah, which is the worst thing you could do because those things, even green, they burn like paper.
Well, all they are is oil. So what
Yeah.
happens is that they get hot because the fire will come and eat. You know, the little grass. It's eating all the time, and it'll come through and it'll eat the little grass, and then it'll go. Oh, look, tree! I smell something in tree. Oh, ooh, I want tree. And so it'll slowly start sucking out the petroleum that's within said tree. And
Yeah.
then it'll slowly dry out that tree until it explodes the tree. And now you have something that on its own, under regular condition, I believe that I remember this correctly, that when they explode, they can throw stuff as far as 1 mile from them
Mhm.
under normal conditions. Now, what we're seeing up there, that means that 1 mile just became 5 miles. And that's why we may be seeing these fires being more to the east of where it's because Beetlejuice's cousin is going from the east. I'm just going to simplify it, going from the east to the west. But these things starting are actually behind that and more eastern than Palisades, because Palisades butts up to the ocean.
Yep.
So why is there fire going backwards to the east? Why are these popping up? Because these trees are exploding and going backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. That's the only logical, I'm talking into my ass on that. That's the only logical thing that I've got, because they're kind of within a distance that every now and then when Beetlejuice's cousin inhales, it's pulling some of the things backwards. Because I don't know why. If you're blowing out your birthday cake, why are you worried about the flame behind you starting?
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense to me. That's where I'm sitting here going, somebody answer my questions. And the only thing I could say is that when the weather conditions are taking a deep breath, that's the only 4-letter word I have an issue with. When the weather condition is taking a deep breath, that it's pulling it up and going backwards with it. That's the only thing I could think. But nobody has answered it because nobody's going, wait. And I don't understand why not. We've got enough people in California who are watching these that should be asking what the heck is going on. And if you want me to shut up, you go for it.
Oh no, you're perfectly good. I mean, you sound like you got to get this off your chest. So
you know you don't have to baby me. So you just say, "Oh my God, just shut up."
I'm not going to make you shut up. You know that. It.
I say challenge, try. No, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out one. Like every, the weird thing is here in Colorado, we generally, it may be 4 or 5 years later, but we generally will find out what started the fire. We never hear that from California.
Wrong answer. The 03 fire was started.
No, I mean, I would say in the last 20 years, the San Diego fires, I've got a good friend that lost his place down there, multi-million-dollar home. And they never did say, he and I talk, almost on the daily. They never, he does still to this day doesn't know it destroyed his house. Uh-oh, did we lose the Shenny? Oh, we lost the Shenny, chat. She'll be back. Coffee does the body good, by the way. And I missed it. Let's see. Let's go back here in the chat. Let's go back here in the chat. And we have, holy crap. Christine, welcome. I didn't catch you there. Sorry about that. Hotch will tell you backdrafts are dangerous thing for sure. Fires are like living. They are. They're definitely a living organism. Fires are, to me, they are recognized as the only living element because they can do their own thing without any sort of, hula. Look at these wind gusts, though. I mean, you think, chat, that with those kind of wind gusts, we see those all the time here. Shenny's back. Welcome back.
Did I go somewhere? I was talking the whole time.
Yeah, you disappeared on us.
Oh, what did you hear me say? Because I heard you say that we never get to hear where the fires were, and I was explaining
the answer, and that was it.
What?
You said wrong answer, and that's all I heard.
Oh, wrong answer. Okay, let me go back. In the Ultimate Fires, the idiot was a ballless little hiker who thought he could hike at night. And, when you're hiking in the rural and you're from the city, when the sun goes down, the sun is gone. Okay, there's no lights. So he got scared because he could have walked any of the 4 directions, north, south, east, or west, and run into a roadway, but he was too scared. And he was hearing sounds because wildlife walks around. So he got really scared. So he started a fire in these conditions so that hopefully somebody would see there was a little fire going on and would come and rescue him, because his little balls ended up in his tonsils. Okay, his little no pee ended up being an innie, not an outie. So he started a fire, is what he did. He just started a fire, and it shut down the city of San Diego and took 3 of my loved ones with it.
That is
so we know that
horrible.
We know that he started the 03 fires. You know, the thing that I try and hold on to is Robin and Jennifer held each other as they left. That was a mother and daughter bond that was tremendous. You know, Mary was in her own house next door and went on her own, and that hurt. Because I know she must have been fearful, but they each were in their own place. So the 07 fire occurred because of the Beetlejuice condition, okay, knocking down an electrical wire and causing a spark. And all it took was one spark and the fire going, ooh, food, and driving it and getting the oxygen into it that it needed to make the meal bigger. And so, yeah, that's why they shut off our electrical power now. My power today is not going to be on all day. They've already told me. But we do find out.
That makes sense.
We do find out why we have fires. We do. Yeah. They do announce it. You know, Southern Electric up there is already shutting powers off. If anybody was watching Expert yesterday, you saw one of the lines still had power going to it, though the line you know, disconnected because of the fire and the Beetlejuice's cousin. When it snapped, it was quite bright, and you know, even the experts like, oh my God, did you see that? And it's like, yeah, that's why they should have turned that off. But it was already in the middle of the burn area. I can't believe they hadn't already turned it off, but they hadn't. But you know, it's a thing. It's a thing.
You know, that one of the worst things to me right now is all these people in these areas. Somebody on X, Twitter, whatever, shared last night an image of estimated amount of Tesla owners in these areas.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for those folks.
And well, you know, the batteries in those things, they're harder than hell to put out once they catch fire.
Right, but normally fire doesn't catch on fire. That would be salt water catching fire.
That's true.
And so that's the big thing. The big thing is getting them out when they've already. Oh my God, 1776. I just read her thing from like a half hour ago. I just saw Shinny on panel. I need more coffee. Focus. I'm not sure which way that goes. Either you just noted that I showed up and you're still asleep, so you need more coffee, or holy shit, the old bat is there. Now I need more coffee. I'm not sure which way you're going with that.
I'll accept both.
Exactly, me too. But look, I know me. I do not fib about myself.
I love the old bat, so she's welcome to talk all day long.
You know, I mean, I just am me. It just, I talk to myself anyway. I'll talk to the dog and the cat too, and sometimes the dog's like, fuck, she's angry at something. I think I did something wrong, but I know it wasn't me, it's her. If I give her love, will she calm down? So the thing about the Tesla owners is now they've had no power, okay? If they don't have their own battery pack in their house, the odds are they're not going to have any power. And this comes to my second set of personal I'm going to keep personalizing because I can personalize it and explain some of what I think some of the other people who are going through the stuff going on in the north of me is going through. Okay, we got notified, though they may not have gotten notified, because again, I do not believe that the fire actually started due to weather conditions. It just got carried on due to weather conditions, because it actually seems to have started before the Santa Ana conditions started blowing their hot air all over the place. Oh, I said it without saying it. So here's the thing. I know they're shutting off my power. Okay. I live rural enough. Now, a lot of what we're seeing is not so rural. They should have everything in place. But I live rural enough that when they shut off my power, right, I now have, they shut down the city the last time, the little town that I live in, the last time they shut it down so bad that when the street lights went out, there was a car accident. Okay. So when they shut it down, they shut it down. Now I have no ability to get any news or anything. Oh, but wait a minute, Shinny, you have a cell phone. Oh, that's right, I do. I live rural, and 5G is not for the rural life. Okay?
Same.
So,
Yep.
you know how you just lost me a moment ago? Welcome to my rural life. So,
I'm right there with you. You know, the town that we live in, it says 5G on the phone, but you get about a meg, maybe 2.
Exactly. So if they shut down the power, right, now I'm reliant on my cell phone. But wait just a fucking moment, folks. Let me explain to you something about your internet. Okay? It's kind of like going to a gas station with no power and saying, but I want gas. Well, then you better be able to suck really good biatch, because that gas is way down under the ground, and the only way you're going to get it is if you suck it out of there, because we have no wells that are pumping it to the pump to put in your car. Okay? Same thing with the internet. When they shut down the power, they shut down the internet company's ability to get us the internet also.
Yep.
Now, in the past, we used to be able to drive down the road and see generators sitting on certain corners and wonder who the fuck set a generator on the corner. The internet companies, they did it so that they could pump internet into the areas, because they knew that people were being reliant on the internet for information, because they shut things down. We're so rural, we do not get local TV news stations up here. The NBCs, the CBSs, the ABCs, they are for the cement cities, not for the rural folks. They do not have their antennas facing towards us. They face it towards the cement cities. Okay, though we have antennas right here by us, they do not service us. Yes, I get to watch antenna TV, but I don't get to watch the big corporate names that are making the money. They give us the bullshit channels and say, oh, but we're servicing them. But we're not getting any emergency information from those channels. So now I have no internet, or I have no electricity. I have no internet. You know what else I don't have? I don't have cell phone. So when I said I was going to bed last night, I just really felt, because this happened to my family, I just really felt like I needed to say, I'm going to sleep. And should he take me before I wake? Love you all. Good night. Because I don't care who I give my phone number to. They couldn't call me enough to wake me up and say, I'm still up, I'm watching the news, I've been waiting for San Diego to go up and smoke, and it's coming at you. Get up and leave. And that's the thing that they're doing to us. to get rid of us. In my opinion, I'm going the next step. I'm aware there's no real conspiracy for it, but they know what they're doing. They are shutting us out and shutting us down. When they used to pull the plugs, except for in town, I could go in town and get the information. I could charge my phone. I could connect to the internet. I could find out kind of what's going on. And you know what? My cell phone would work from the power from in town. And because I have one that is analog, I have two cell phones, one that is analog and one that is 5G. The 5G will never connect to town. My analog phone will connect to in town. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I'm sorry. You're like, wait, what? But that's what some of the folks up here who are, in my opinion, not everybody is. Oh my God! I'm stopped at a red light. The fires are coming, and I'm getting out of my car and I'm running off. You selfish, moronic BOTH. Okay. Because that's what happened, and they stopped everybody behind them, and then they took time for the fire departments to move the vehicles to try and save some more, but in the meantime the hungry monster fire is already eating all this other fuel. But there are some people who are going, I'm going to remain calm, I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of, I'm good at this, and I'm not going to panic. But they're setting up things that put us in a very vulnerable spot. That again, take my power. I have a generator. I did have two, but one's rusted out. Not my fault. It's because of the water that Pelosi approves in our fuel. So I have a working generator, okay, that I can plug everything except for my refrigerator into, because for some reason I can plug in two freezers and absolutely the rest of my house and it won't blow. But I unplug everything and plug in just my one refrigerator and it trips the switch every time. So I've got a generator, so I can work. Oh wait, I can't work because I don't have internet. Damn. Do you see where we're going with this?
Yep.
Oh, wait, I can work because I can go ahead and hotspot my phone in the data and go ahead and use that. Oh, wait, they shut the town down. Now I have no internet. Now I can't work at protecting myself. And there are people up there, I'm sure, that were prepared, and then they got knocked off grid. Completely knocked. I don't have a problem living off grid. But
Yeah.
you let us
So
take care of our country and land the way we need to before you go shutting us down like this.
you know, one of the things that that I've advocated for since I was a child. I grew up on a farm. I told everybody this many times, and we lived by the law of three. If you need one, buy three.
God probably
And
lives law.
And when we lost power, we lived out in the country. When we lost power, we had generators. When we lost telephone, we had CB and ham radio. That way we could, still get in contact with people, let people know that we were all right. Because where I grew up, we didn't have a lot of major storms or anything like that, but we had bad winters,
Right.
and just being just 6 miles out in the country, there was times when we didn't go into town for a week.
A week. You guys don't understand country life. A week.
Oh, no, I believe me, I understand. When I would ride horses into town, so yeah, I understand.
Well, I mean,
I've literally plowed the highway with a tractor, so yeah, just so my neighbors and stuff could get out.
I moved my office in November, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go into town except for to go to the post office. And I've gone like seriously 3-4 weeks without going to the post office, but then I got notified that a client sent me something. I have to go into town. My town is a mile long,
So is
and
ours.
I hate going into it. I absolutely hate going into my town that is a mile long. I just hate it. But I can tell you, sometimes that mile can take you an hour to get through.
Hmm.
Makes no sense. But it's a highway. So, it's a highway. So people from the city are going to the desert or to the mountains, or, it's a highway.
Oh,
So
yeah, I understand. I
but
mean, we're a mile by mile square, and because of all the semi truck traffic on 34 and Highway 34 and Highway 59, one goes east west, one goes north south.
yep,
It can take you 30 minutes to get from one end of town to the next.
yep. And people go, wait, it's such a small, yeah, no, okay, but yeah, there's shit, okay? So I haven't looked to see, but my phone hasn't notified me if there's any other fires. But I may have
Yeah,
turned the volume down too.
yeah. I'm actually watching the live map that Google produced. I'm hoping that no new fires pop up, because you guys are expecting some serious winds again today.
Would
90
you
mile an
stop
hour
fussing
gusts.
at me? I told you there's a 4-letter word I don't like. You can call me a cunt all you want, but don't go saying that W fucking word at me, okay?
Okay,
Damn.
Beetlejuice's evil cousin, all right?
Yeah, do you understand why I say this? Do you understand why I say that? I hate this SOB. Look
Oh,
at
yes.
me.
I know.
I,
When
I,
we get
I,
high, when we
I
get,
can
we,
cook and put the whole fire out because I got to come a lot inside my dick a pot. Fucking shithead. I'm sorry.
out here, when we get mass amounts of evil cousins, we'll make that Shenny correct.
There you go.
We get
Uh,
we get field fires, grass
right,
fires, and
right.
that is absolutely destructive.
I have a question for you. Do you remember when the train was coming through and the train was dragging its chains and it was causing fires a few years back, like 15 years
Yep,
ago? I
yep.
was living in Colorado when this happened.
Really,
I I was living in Colorado when that happened, and I went, "Hey," because it was all these fires were being reported along the train track, and I'm like, "Hey, it's kind of like a trailer driving down the road who didn't pull up his chains far enough. Has anybody looked at the train?" And yeah, I'm stupid enough. I called Denver PD and reported that thought. Guess what it was?
yep. Hey, look, there's a train dragging its trains. What the heck? Yeah.
They were just dragging their chains, and doy. It made it was the only thing I could figure. Um, there's 2 fires down here now, the Scout and the Tyler, but they're holding those pretty good. I think the Tyler I already reported on the Tyler,
Yeah.
or was that a different one? And no, it was the Tyler fire that. Well, I thought that they had it out. They have it contained now. It's at 11 acres. The Scout is at 4.25. They're saying they've got a couple of the fires not only contained but out that have started recently. Because again, people like to start the shit, and or there's things. San Bernardino is jumping on them though.
I'm actually looking for news on X. See if there's anything that's been updated, and there's not a lot that's been updated since last night.
They are fully reporting that the olive fire is out. So it's
Yeah.
not just contained now, that it is fully out. I think earlier I said it was contained. Um, there's a Woodley fire that is between the Palisades and the Hearst fire, and it is currently at 30 acres. I don't remember saying Woodley earlier, but I don't know why I wouldn't when it started about 5, almost 6 a.m. this morning, and it was updated an hour ago again to the 30 acres. So we're all in red. Oh, look, we do have a fire to the east of me.
What? I've never.
Oh, this is just
Look at
absolutely
this.
horrible.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
This is in town.
I know. I've lived through seeing this already.
Oh my.
So Yuma decided to come along and have a mobile home
here.
catch
This
on
is where it's
fire. But that's okay. Beetlejuice's cousin would drive that to Mexico, but it would have to go through some farmland first. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't
Did you
know.
say Yuma?
Yeah,
That's ironic.
Yuma, Arizona, dear.
I know. I live in Yuma, Colorado.
No, but I thought you would have known I was talking about Arizona, not you. But I should have
No,
I should have
but
been I should have been more careful to not like put you off.
well, when
Uh,
anybody says Yuma and farmland, you never think of Arizona because Arizona doesn't have farmland.
Arizona is mostly farmland.
I know they like to think that it's dryland farming.
So, okay, my lovely 1776 is like, welcome to Shinny Grab
Oh yes.
Shinny Grabism. Because yeah, it's have you met me? There are absolutely no unprescribed fires in your state today, but there is a lot of um, fires, prescribed burns that they plan on doing.
Yep.
Just in case. Oh, and by the way, folks, when somebody, I don't want to insult people, but I'm going to go for it because have you met me? When somebody tells me that they work for, like, for example, I know a whole bunch of people who works with CAL FIRE. I know a shitload of fucking people who work with CAL FIRE. I know like so many people, it's sad. Okay? I won't let them start my lawnmower because one tried and almost lost his hand. Not the sharpest tools in the front yard on a rainy day. Okay? I just want you to know they're really good at following their one thing and acting like they know everything outside of that. Okay? So it's like, oh my God. I really, seriously, they scare me. They scare the living tar right out of me. And so there are certain things I like look at and go, oh, this is going to be a problem. But you will see a lot of them standing around and afraid to take an initiative because they have no critical thinking ability. They are like the military minus 5 points because they know that there's a line and they get in it. Okay,
Yeah.
they really they're good at that. But when they do prescribed burns around here, this is where I was going with this. When they do prescribed burns around here, it's normally on a Beetlejuice cousin's visit, and they get out of control fast.
Because they do it at the wrong time of the year.
Really? Did I just say that out loud, or was that you? Because I swear to God, it was my thought, your voice. It makes me.
We need to just make something perfectly clear here that the people that run California are about 17,000 brain cells short of a full brain.
And that's if they're all sharing the brain cells that they each have. They might come up with 3 total if they're all sharing them. Just saying. It's not like I am extremely smart. But you know what? I'm not trying to get shit off my desk just to move it to the next desk so the next desk might be able to make something of it. Does it make
Yeah,
sense?
makes sense.
They don't know, but they do know that they have to get it off of their desk within a certain number of moments, or they fail at their job and might get a promotion.
Yeah, I hope that the voters inside California finally take the hint and go, we need to get these fucking lunatics out of office.
That's, I really think California did vote that way. However, because there's always a however, have you met me? However, as they were still counting the votes I should stop talking if you want to keep your channel.
Hey, hold on. I can fix this. We're going to do, there we go. Click that. There we are. Please note that all things are said are opinion and should be taken as such. There we go. Now we're covered.
You do realize that doesn't work accordingly. However, while they were still counting last I heard, I think they were trying to figure out how to hide how they applied my vote. Here is the thing. I want a fucking receipt after they have applied my votes, letting me know where my votes were applied. You want more government? I want more government accountability. You're taking my piece of paper and you are applying my vote and you are taking months to count them. I want a receipt showing where my vote was applied and therefore counted. Stop.
That is one thing that here in Colorado that I do like is that system was implemented, it was about 10 years ago, that the moment you vote, as long as you put a valid email address in your voter record, they email you a receipt saying your vote was counted and it was counted for this.
And they tell you each little check mark, because when I was there, they weren't doing it.
Yeah, they're doing that now. Well, they do it for the major stuff, not the minor stuff.
I wanted everything.
So I would like everything too, but like with presidential votes, that's what really counts to me. It's like, all right, I want to know who I voted for. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that coming all over the place new shit actually will win. I don't think shit wins shit. Okay? I don't think he won shit. Okay? Everybody's so freaked out by the way he looks, I can't imagine anybody fucking voted for him. Right? So, and lady, 1,000,000,000% actually, I'm apparently reading chat.
You're reading chat. Oh my God. What is wrong with today?
I don't know, but I don't even have my glasses on. But everything, because they start with the little shit and make it bigger snowballs, and then they think it's important. No, it was important when it was somebody's fart smell. Okay?
So what I refer to as the little shit is like this last election on our ballot here in Yuma County, Colorado. They had like 7 different judges, from the state level down to the local county level that were up for re-election with nobody opposing them.
That's important. That's important, because what if you get one of those fucking judges like the moron down in Colorado or in Florida? Well, you know what? What if everybody knew about him and said nobody voted for him? It would be nice to show that he got 0 votes and therefore was put in there.
You are very, very correct on that.
I
correct myself.
I don't know shit, and I want everybody to know that the more I watch people that I respect, and the more that I give them credence for being intelligent in their line, the more they prove to me, I don't know, let's not go for a particular person, but let's go for somebody higher up. Okay, let's say Ricada. The more that the cup I'm holding drops and shatters all over the place. Okay, they overly prove that they are morons. They do not know what they speak of, and they are really only repeating other people's stuff, but regurgitating it in their own ability. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I suck at it. What I'm really good at is going, I don't know a fucking thing, but this is what my gut is telling me, and I'm going to work on my gut. And if anybody wants to listen to me, they need to know they're not listening to me, they're listening to my gut. And how wrong is my gut unless it's me wanting to trust people? My gut is normally spot on, but the moment I say I want to trust somebody, my gut's going to be off. Okay,
Yep.
so when it comes to all of these other things that I give my opinion on, it's my learned opinion based on the lessons my life have brought to it. My life has brought to it me walking out of the desert without water for a week and we had some, not very much, and having to figure out how to get out of the desert because my folks were stupid enough to leave with a soul doom buggy and go too far away from everybody else at a time that the desert wasn't bombarded with people. So from the time I was 4 years old up, I started to learn life shit. You fuck up here, you're going to pay the price there. So I have always kind of decided I'm going to fuck up and see what happens because I never thought this one through, right? I don't do that very often. I fuck up knowing that there's going to be a price to pay and that I'm going to have to figure out a new way to get out of paying that price. Okay, that I'm pretty kind of good at. Okay? But I am just saying there are too many people out there who, they've got a camera, they've got a microphone, they've got an awesome voice, they've got really good sounding strength, and we don't know their background well enough. But when they show me that I wouldn't hire them if it was somebody else's cat piss paying them, right? Then I know my picker on the internet is not doing well. I want to talk to people like you and I who have our own life experience, bringing it to us, and then going, yeah, but we can be wrong. We can be in error. We could not know somebody else's life experience. So we can only talk up to where our life experience brings us. I'm not going to be everybody's know-it-all person. Do I know a lot about a lot of different things? I sure as hell do, because what I have chosen to do for a career for almost 50 years has required me to know a lot of shit about a lot of shit. And then I get to know a lot of people in their shit.
Yep. You pretty much nailed it. It's like I've talked about this before with my own life. I've got multiple degrees now. I started college and left college because I was a dumbass, and spent all my damn money before I could actually pay the next semester's tuition. But, that was when I was, 17, 18 years old. And I didn't actually go to college until the last couple of years. And I've got 2 degrees now. Do those degrees mean a damn thing to anybody? Absolutely not.
Not to me, and I'm sorry to say it, but here's the reason why. My brother went and got his master's and his bachelor's. Do you know how he's my brother? Did I see him get any more intelligent? No, actually, I saw him go backwards on the intelligence scale. But he's really good at taking tests. Do you know what? Do you know why I don't degree up? Because I have anxiety with regards to testing. I had to test to get the license that I hold. The lady felt so bad for me, she wanted to call an ambulance.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. because
Yeah.
I had a migraine
But
that was that bad. I was finished with the test so quickly, but I knew you never want to be the first person to finish the test because then they're either going to think that you cheated or they're not going to let you pass, even though she sat there, she watched me take this entire test. She watched me go through the test 4 different times. She watched me sit there and wait for 2 other people to turn in the test. I finally get there and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "Do you want me to call an ambulance? I have been watching you this whole time. I have been ready to call an ambulance this whole time." I'm like, "No,
yeah,
I'll be okay." I don't know how I got home that day, to be honest, but that's exactly what testing does to me. So, it's the fact that people can go to school and they can doesn't mean that they have anything other than the ability to pass a test. They may not have understood what they read.
yeah. I've just, in my life, I have done so many different things. I mean, similar to yourself, I grew up with an old Texan, and as bad as he was, I am grateful for all the things that man taught me. One, he taught me how not to be a father, but that's beside the point. Um, but at an early age, I was taught how to repair things, how to weld, how to ride horses, how to take care of cattle. I can go today if my health was in good if my health was in good shape, I can go run a fucking ranch
Right.
because I know how. I did that at an early age. I can still ride horses today. I can still rope and all that good stuff. That is, if there were real cowboys left, and now everybody drives a fucking four-wheeler anymore. But you know, I can race cars. I can fix automobiles. I learned all of that from him.
I give up
And
fixing bills for a reason. I'm too fat and too old. I can't see
exactly.
over the fucking hurts. But I can sit there and tell a dude how to fix it unless it's part of the brain that I've forgotten. Because I've forgotten more than most of today's generation even think they know about. God,
Well,
dating
yeah.
dudes who have never changed a tire is like, what?
Oh, well, I mean, and then you have I have, almost 30 years of, IT experience. And to me, it's almost embarrassing watching these kids come out of IT schools and think that they know everything. And these are the little bastards that end up getting the $100,000, $200,000 a year jobs.
Exactly.
And they know nothing.
I know I'm going to misquote the Bible here, folks, so don't hold it against me. But, to me, the word meek means,
Hey, Bobby.
small, hi, baby, small, unable to take care of themselves, needing other resources to watch out for them because they are meek. They are the meek little woman who needs the big, strong, powerful man to take care of her. Okay? That's what the word meek means to me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear all these people who are making all these big hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, Hollywood actors and actresses' houses are burning down. Um, I I think inside of my head, God takes care of the meek. He hasn't put me in that position because he looks at me and goes, "Biatch, have you met you? You are not meek. You go out there and you do it yourself. Okay? I have faith in you. You don't need me to watch over you." These people would trip over a, 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 a thing of toilet paper and break their face. Okay? A thing of a roll of unraveled toilet paper, and they would trip and break their face. You'd be like, "Cat, dog, kick your butt," and you would roll it up and make a use for it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at to see. Am I jaded? I'm not gonna lie. I am probably very jaded because I've had a very intriguing life learning. I appreciate all of my lessons life, and I don't give up. Again, kind of one of the reasons I need surgery. I don't know, doc, what's wrong with me? Well, you can either do this or this. Either do this or we have to do surgery. Well, one of them was get pregnant again. Please, I'm not doing that because, well, the other guy said I couldn't do it when I was. So I'm not going to have another kid. And well, what's wrong with me? And he tells me, and I go, thank you very much. Body heal thyself, no surgery needed. Pain has never come back. Okay. So
Hmm.
my lessons come across differently than a lot of other people's lessons do. And again, it's because we have to be able to take care of ourselves. It's just in our genes. It's not necessarily in our DNA. I found that out because I had a brother who couldn't take care of himself. He shared my DNA. See how that
Yeah.
goes? So
I
it's
mean,
just how we use the straw of knowledge from the day-to-day life that we were living. We
yeah,
took things other people just blew out and blew bubbles. Okay?
yeah. I mean, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, you can't be expected to take care of anybody else.
Yeah,
And
I try
that
not to take
follows
care of
through
others.
with that follows through with everything.
Right.
You know, a good example is my life right now. Okay, I am out of work because I medically cannot work. I want a job so freaking bad I can't stand it. My wife is the same. We are both out of work. And it's frustrating because you have two people that are medically screwed up that want to be productive members of society. She has enormous amounts of experience in, retail management, so forth like that. I have, decades and decades of experience doing all sorts of things, but my professional life has been in the IT world. And when I do go and go, fuck, I'm tired of this shit, I'm going to go find at least a part-time IT job somewhere. I'll go online and I will find a job. I will apply for it. I'll apply for 50 of the damn things. In 2023, I applied for, according to LinkedIn and a bunch of the other websites that I apply for jobs through, I've applied for almost 500 jobs. That's about 2 a day. Do you know how many jobs I got? Hell, do you know how many interviews I got out of that?
Probably done.
Because the moment they see a profile picture and they see an old man, it's immediate age discrimination. I've even had professionals rewrite my resume for me.
Sweetheart,
People
you're
that,
going to talk to a woman into her 60s and talk about age discrimination?
but in the
Really?
IT world, it starts at 30 years old. Did you know that?
Well, I'm just going to tell you, in my industry, it starts at the early 30s, the late 20s, because
Mm-hmm.
they want
Yeah.
to be front window ready. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
get that. But here's what happens. So when I moved back from Colorado, right? I um I went ahead and I joined a temp agency, and then the temp agency they placed me on a job interview, and I had that job before the interview was over. In fact, they reached out so fast so that I couldn't go to another job interview the next day. Um, they were like, "Holy crap!" Well, they were smart to hire me because they had absolutely no clue about the industry. They were actually from the apparel industry, which really bust me up. So anyhow, they bring me on. I'm running their business for them for 15 years. Okay. Now they are talking about retiring, but you know what they're not doing? They're not talking about what they think their plans are for me on that retirement. Okay. I
Uh-huh.
already know what's going to happen. You sell your business, the new owner is going to release me and go ahead and put somebody whose boobs are no longer down around their knees. They're going to hire somebody whose boobs are above their elbows. Okay. I am well aware of this. Well, the move up that my employer did was we were very, very close. They poisoned my dog. Now they have each other and I have myself. Okay. They poisoned my dog out of that God takes care of the meek mind, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
poisoned my dog. my dog dies, they actually kind of one dismissed me and said you need to go home because she didn't want to see my sorrow. Okay. The other one chuckled about it because my dog he's a double merle. Ditto's original. He was white. He was an Australian Shepherd white double merle. He had he had very little hearing and very little eyesight. So deaf, dumb, and blind. Okay. The best dog ever to play hide and go seek on because he couldn't smell me. So he was so fun, but he was my life. He was my anxiety, my animal that calmed my anxiety down because I was more worried about him. And so when the husband found out that my dog died, he chuckled at me. Now you'd have to understand how hard it was for me not to stand up and put him to sleep right there. Because that was my first thought. He needs to go night-night. I need to put him down in a much more humane way than my dog just died. That was my thought. Okay? So they done fooked up and pissed me off. Now then they start talking about, but I already know the age thing and me getting a JLB is going to be very difficult. So I'm having to deal with it in such a way that I make it almost impossible for them to come around and for them to now work at home. Apparently. That's their guilt, not me, because I prefer not to say anything except for, you don't know what you're doing, it needs to be done this way, or we're going to end up in front of the judge in a lawsuit, okay? So me just constantly correcting and having to do that, they got tired of all about the same time that they poisoned my dog. At that same time when they poisoned my dog and they start talking about the retirement, I realize I'm about to be without a JOB. So here's what they got told. Sell me my book, or you sell me my clients, because I have my own clients, right? You sell me my clients, or I quit. So that I am no longer an employee. I am self-employed. Because I could see what was about to happen to me. I'm not employable. I would have had to have dropped back 10 and punted and taken just a phone job, where I wouldn't be making enough money, because although California is going to raise the minimum wage to above what I pay myself, but you have to drop back 10 and reinvent yourself and think outside of the box that you never wanted to climb into. If that means that you start finding a way to buy railroad ties, to cut them up into size and to drive them to California and sell them to homeowners who are trying to keep the mud that's going to be coming from going down landslides, because it's going to happen here in a month, right? Then that's what you do to reinvent yourself. Do you see? Wouldn't you have hated me as a mother?
Oh, hell no. I would have loved you as a mother. In a lot of ways, your ideals are literally exactly like my mother's.
Well, it's a generational thing.
It is.
It's a generation.
When you're talking about reinventing yourself, that's one of the things I've been trying to do since basically 2020. I had a brick and mortar store. It was doing very well. And the COOF, I couldn't order parts from China. So I ended up shutting down.
Exactly. They found a way to shut it down. And now they've made it that you don't need, that the brick and mortar is no longer needed. Bottom line, that's how that works. Hey, Bobby, when did I blow bubbles? Did I blow bubbles? I blow bubbles all the time. Boom, boom. No. And a lot of the listings are fake. Exactly, Bobby. A lot of the listings are horribly fake. That's why I won't give them my information. Yep. They're just trying to get your information. Capable of making.
Oh, I've been scammed so many times off of those websites. I don't even apply for them anymore because you don't know who's actually putting that listing up, even though it says verified. You know,
Yeah.
'cause you'll put that listing up, and then all of a sudden you'll get a text going, "Please contact us at our Indonesian phone number." No.
Well, what you use those websites for is great ideas as to how to get yourself started in that line, because they're saying that there's a need for this.
Yep.
And so you use their scam shit as a scam back on them and go, "Oh, thank you," and then you go ahead and start it up. You know, there are
Yeah.
some of those things that you can start with no money up. Oh, lady, I am such a boomer. I am such a boomer.
I wasn't going to comment on that one.
I am insulted. I am horribly insulted when non-boomers say, "Oh, boomer," you know, because they're trying to join my group. Bitch, get in line, wait for your own damn title. I am such a boomer. I am such a boomer. Wait, how did Johnny get sick?
What? Johnny? What?
I said something, and Bobby's like, "Wait, no, that's how Johnny got sick. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know."
I just don't know.
Bobby. Blowing bubbles.
Oh, blowing bubbles. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. Dude, don't be blowing dudes. Okay? Just don't. Unless you understand that blowing means it goes kaboom, Bubbles the gorilla.
I thought he was talking about the lawyer, but okay.
No. There's a thing with Gorilla Milk, and now then the IRS with Johnny, and it's just kind of funny as shit. So, you know.
Dear God, did you see that I saw a news article this morning about the IRS changes for 2025 with
No, I haven't.
people that are selling from that are, you know, doing drop shipping or selling on Amazon, you know, individually. The reporting requirements are fucking insane.
Oh my God. Well, again, because, you know, here's the problem. If I give you $600 or more a year, you now have to report that. Why the fuck am I going to super chat you throughout the year and give you 600? No, I'm gonna write one check at $5.99 and that's yours.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. They were talking that pre-2025, the 1099 reporting requirements, 1099K, I believe it is, that you get from, you know, services, you know, like, you know, Amazon or eBay or whatever. If you sell too much, it used to be $20,000. It's $5,000.
Wait, what? Wait, how is it only $5,000?
They lowered it to $5,000.
Wait,
That doesn't even make minimum wage over 12 months.
Wait, but how is it? No, but okay. Here's the thing: any income over $600 is supposed to be reported. Okay,
as income. We're talking LLC or, you know, small business income.
Right, you have to. It's still no, because you still have to do it. Okay, even if it's an escrow pass through like mine is, you still have to report anything 600 or higher on your. You're still there's the problem is people ain't been doing their taxes, and they've been wearing the lovely Martha Stewart bracelet for so long. So it's for seriously, I can't believe that. No, no. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm short circuiting right now, because no. That ain't right. Now I have to do my corporate tax. Okay. They don't have to send me a 1099 because I'm a corporation. Okay.
Yep.
But every penny that comes through my facility is counted. Every frigging penny in my, if I only made $25,
Hey, T3.
hey T3, I am doing my taxes on that $25 because I have my corporate responsibility, or I'm going to be in very big trouble if I ever run for government, right? Because I have a corporation and I've got to, the IRS doesn't know I'm not making money if I don't report that I'm not making money. I keep trying to tell people, oh, for fuck's sake, you have to file whether you made money or not.
Yep.
If you're
Or else
on welfare,
the IRS will go, well, you didn't report it, so we're just going to imagine you made it.
and they will take the classification. Let's say that you're in a legal class. I'm in a legal class. Okay. So they take a legal classification and say the average person with your license type, okay, earns X amount of dollars per year.
Mm-hmm.
They will automatically assess me a tax on that. And then if, because I didn't report and they are assessing me that value, right? Then there is a 50%. This is where the whole Ricada money thing came into my mind, that the reason that he took a loan out on his house was because it was IRS related. But then they're going to charge a 50% late fee penalty, and then they're going to start hitting you with interest. That's like tremendously at like mob levels of like 40% interest. Okay. So you're already behind. If you didn't report, you're behind by like 3 years before they reach out to you and go, but you've not reported anything. So for them to say we're reducing it to 5K through Amazon, shame on Amazon putting all of their sellers into stupidity, because you're supposed to file on every penny that you make, and then that's your gross receipts, and then you go, okay, I made 100,000, but of that 780,000. Why didn't I just go to 800,000? 800,000 were good, and then 120,000 was postage, and the 80,000 is what passed through my S corp and right into my pocket, and I now have my personal tax on that. Meanwhile, my corporation goes, oh, but you just made 80,000, so you have to pay taxes on that. Okay, so I'm paying the taxes on the 80, right? Because after they come up with your net, and then when it comes over to my personal, I get to start deducting things from my personal. And so the 80 that's been taxed once, because God knows we've already covered the, oh no, that was me and my nephew, the fact that they tax what they've already taxed in order to tax it, to then get counters who need to count to tax it again. And then they have to tax it again because the counters might have been wrong. And so they keep taxing it. They tax us into oblivion, right? Just take my fucking paycheck and just let me walk into the store and get whatever the hell I need. Okay?
Jenny, keep on going. I'll be right back.
Oh, have you met me? Now that you've told me to do that, I can't do that. But the whole thing is that when it gets moved over, when it passes through my from my corporation over into me, I get my other things. I could be putting it all into my 401k and then not pay taxes until later. Why would you choose that as an option? Taxes are never going to go down, folks. But that's just my own personal opinion on my own experience, because in that 401k, I've always noticed that it's like every 10 years, the 401k amount gets zapped out by, I don't know, other people. And then I have to start my shit all over again, but all the top dogs get my money because I'm stupid enough to keep putting it in there. So really, why did you want to leave me alone on your channel? I don't know why you would do that. But my point is the fact that Amazon is gone from 20 down to 5 to report on a 1099, shame on them. They need to be reporting absolutely every person who sells 600 or more a year on their site. bottom line, that's how that needs to go. That's my personal opinion. I don't work for Amazon. I wouldn't work for Amazon. I would probably strip Amazon of every little penny by making sure that they understood what it was like to live in the hood I grew up in. I don't know why I'm still here. I don't see anybody chatting. My phone's not showing me like when we said hi to T3 earlier. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of people chatting. No wonder I was looking outside. Okay, guys, I'm not normally I sniff markers still. Some of them smell delicious, Bobby. T3, no need to feel dumb. I have been helping manage the family business since I
All
could.
right.
I don't have my glasses on. That's the problem. I'm trying to
So
read.
I'm not banned, so that's a good thing.
I don't know how that happened. That thing down. I was reading T3 and it's gone now. I don't know. Okay, wait. Since I could read, meticulous financials was drummed into me. Exactly. And I'm not like meticulous. I used to be meticulous with it. And then I finally said, you know what? They've got this thing called QuickBooks that is into my friggin' checking account anyway. So fine. We'll let them. I'll come through and I'll categorize everything later. And every penny I spend is accounted for. Okay. So
You know, I don't know if you know this, but in 2021
I
through
would rather strip. I'm sorry.
in 2021 through 2022, I actually worked the remote support for LegalZoom.
Right.
And I got a real inside look at the stupidity of Americans.
Really?
You know, you said that your business is set up as a pass-through S corp, and in California, that is literally the only way I would ever set up a business. Because if you set up an LLC in California, you're fucked.
In so many ways, sideways, upside down, backwards, forward, standing on your head, standing on your feet, somebody else's bathtub with somebody else's old lady. You're so oofed, you don't even know how oofed you are. I'm just saying, it's called limited liability for a reason. So you get the protection of $300,000, and outside of that, everything falls over to the members from that moment. I am not supposed to let on that I know any of this shit.
Yeah. Well, I know I know exactly what you're talking about, and there are so many states that are like that. It's like, oh, I'm going to set up my corporation or my LLC in Pennsylvania. Are you fucking stupid?
Do you know the rules? Do you know the laws? Do you have representation in that state? Do you know your representation? Did you just hire Ricada or another one that I don't like, that I wouldn't hire to get me out of a bag that was wet? Because, well, I've seen how he works, and you know what? It's all smoke and mirrors, and any good judge, okay, or me, right, that stopped and re-listened goes, wait, you just fucking ratted yourself out 3 sentences later. Wait, you just fucking, so, you know, a good judge is going to sit there and go, dude, you're lying to me. Get out of my courtroom. And the clients are going to lose. So, yeah, you know, why would people do that, Cap? Why would people do that?
I'm just like, America, the amount of LLCs and corporations that are set up on a daily basis inside the United States is phenomenal. Just through the one company, LegalZoom, I mean, it was on an 8-hour average day. I was walking people through, I was probably walking 100 people, just me. And there was 185 people on my team, just in my shift. And it's like, and I'm like, oh, I can't give these people advice because it's considered UPL, you know, unlicensed practice of law. But I can tell them what's factual. And I'm like, oh God, you're in Wyoming. Don't set it up. And oh my God, I can't say that.
Here's the problem is that you have people who, and again, Bobby, no, but I'm quite sure you know who I'm trying not to say. So here's the problem is that they can speak like they have confidence, but if you
Yep.
know them off stream, they are so whooped out, okay,
Hmm.
that you're sitting there going, whoa, whoa, well, let me try and help you. Well, let me try and help you. Well, let me, because that's the heart that I come from, is I come from the let me try to help you heart, right?
Yeah.
And then they go, well, you know what? You're too fucking good. Let me attack you now. Okay? Or, I'm gonna, this is what I do, and I don't
Hey,
know
Kelly,
really what you
welcome to the stream.
do. I don't really know what you do, but I'm going to say that I know what you do, and I'm going to attack you for what you do because, it makes me feel better. Hey, just because you passed a fucking test, you might have been in the bottom school for said level. You might have
Hmm.
been the last two students in that school to have passed. Doesn't make you smart. It just means that the instructors are like, get rid of this fucker. Let's teach him how to file, to do a test that goes A, B, 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 C, D, E, B, A, D, F. Teach them that there is a pattern to the answer, and then teach them one thing to write down in a story way. And once
Yep.
we do that, the fucker will never come back, and our school will look like it's got a high pass for this thing. No, it doesn't mean that anybody knows anything, folks. Do your thing. Again, California, when I set up my corporation, and let me just share with you what I just said. California, when I set up my corporation, the IRS did not let me set it up as an S corp. Okay, the state did not let me set it up as an S corp. Okay, I was supposed to wait a year before I set it up. Have you met me?
You did a conversion, didn't you?
2 weeks after I had my initial standing, and they're like, "You can't do this." I called the bitch up and said, "Why not? You want me to forget? I'm not playing your game, IRS." I called the IRS and said, "I'm not playing their game. I'm not going to forget to do this. And before
Epic.
I start my operations, I need all of this into order, or I'm going to have to end up taking them to court to explain their games cost me money." And do you know what she did to get me off the phone?
Okay, we'll do it.
Right there on the phone. Right there on the phone. She let it happen. T3's like, "Girl, I got masters for," but T3, you're not the norm. You're at the part where we set the disclosure earlier, and that disclosure was that there are people like us with street smarts. We're smart. We know the schooling that we do. The reason that I don't have all of my degrees is because I have test anxieties. I can't do it. I can't do it. But T, I'm sorry. You are like my mini me. I'm sorry. And you brought with it street smarts. You've got you found the Canadian. I don't know where she's at, but I hope you told her I'm okay. Um, but the whole thing, no, T3. Just because you have an education doesn't mean that you're
Hey,
stupid.
Misty.
Just because you have an education doesn't mean that you're smart. Smart people who have critical thinking, you are so one of those people, can also have, hi baby, can also have degrees. I'm not putting everybody aside who has degrees. I'm not doing that. Saying was there are too many people who have the degrees. My brother, for example, that's where I went with this, is he doesn't know diddly shit. He knows so much more less than I do that it's sad. That it is horribly sad. Does that make sense? So there's too many people who can test take and not know anything about it. So T3, I'm not saying anything about what I wish was more people, folk like you that had the talent, the intelligence, the creativeness, the criticalness, and the ability to then learn and go take the test and go, see, I actually took the test. I didn't master how to pass tests. I just want you to know that. She's on the phone. She's on the call.
So
Oh, I was just worried, T3, that you thought I was attacking everybody who had degrees. I'm not. They're just two
yeah.
that aren't like you.
I mean, I know people that have double masters and doctrines and all that are dumber than snot. So
Exactly, and it's like, and again, the meek, they're gonna get the big paychecks. They're gonna get the big paychecks.
I mean,
T3,
just look at half the lawyers on YouTube.
exactly. But here's one, and I don't want T3 to think I'm talking down, but this is just because I see her as having the critical ability, the intelligence. Now I know that she's got the degrees. She is not a meek individual. Do you have the 200 to 500,000 a year coming in? Because I'm telling you, only the meek seem to get those. You stop chewing. The cat is decided, oh, look, there's wires back here. I'm going to chew them. I don't even know what they're for. Oh, yeah. It wouldn't matter.
I've gotten so frustrated over the years. It's like, okay, I can do this person's job like 100 times better than they can. And
I've been standing here for 3 minutes watching them not know what the hell they're doing.
Exactly. And they're the ones making $100,000. Meanwhile, I'm making 30 grand.
Do you see?
You know,
Do you see?
It's just absolute bullshit. And you're absolutely right about, critical thinking. It's one of the things I've advocated for, even in our local school system for the longest time. We don't teach kids, parents and teachers do not teach kids critical thinking anymore.
Well, no. That would require us being able to let our kids grow up and be intelligent. Okay? I'm watching with Digger, the Hollywood Housewives thing, or Beverly Hills Housewife thing. One of the gals, one of the soap opera stars, she's got like an 8, 9, or 10-year-old who's whatever they are, 5th grade, 6 plus 5. He's 10 or 11 years old. So anyway, she is just now getting ready to let him go to school. She's been homeschooling him and doing all this. She's been his fucking nursemaid, and she's still nervous about letting him go to school. Did you not think about that during kindergarten, you stupid KUN? And now he's like 11 years old, and now she's nervous about him going to school, and he can't follow typical instructions, and he has no memory ability, no accent. Shani, I didn't do an accent. Did I do an accent? I didn't mean to follow into.
I can follow into my Texas accent anytime I want, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Now, apparently, my ability to have accents, which I used to be really good at, like Asian, Indian, Irish, English, Russian, Texan, New Yorkan. I used to be really good at accents. My ear had the ability, and my mouth would work with me. My mouth goes on strikes, and when I try and do an Indian accent, I think it is, it comes out hero pai. See, I didn't even do that one well. It comes
would you
out.
like to join Texaporte?
It comes out. I think the Indian comes out Asian, and therefore everything else. I can't remember the lady that called me. I was streaming, and she called me, and I was so angry because if I recall correctly, the phone kept ringing, which is why I answered it. And then I tried to. Look, I want to be able to understand you. You can at least speak 2 different languages, and I can't. I have a hard time speaking the one. So I'm already proud of you, and I'm really, really amazed at your ability. But do not call me and tell me what you were saying to me is English when I don't get it. And then I tried to copy it, and oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
It-
when
it-
I was doing IT work as an IT manager for the local internet service provider here where I live, before they sold out, when it was absolutely hilarious when Dell sold all their tech support services to India, and they would redirect your call when you're enterprise technical support. And you're like, hello, thank you for calling Dell. My name is Bob. No, your name's not Bob. I would start doing it in their own accent, and they would get frustrated at me. And I'm like, "Oh, would you see me somebody from Texas, please? I'd like to speak to." And you just send some random Indian name, and
let me
it would put you on hold and transfer you back to Texas.
right. And let me share with you. There's a couple of different things that I do there because and I believe that the world is great and awesome, but I also believe that I'm in America, and if I want to support Americans, I need to ask for an American. Okay.
Exactly.
So that's the first thing that everybody has to understand is stop going just because they route you. If it takes you another 45 minutes to speak to somebody on our soil, do it, because you're paying their unemployment if you do not. So when they give me somebody, I always ask them, oh, where are you from? Or where are you located?
Mm-hmm.
And when they tell me a specific state, I always narrow it down to the city and go, ooh, what's the weather like there today? I want to move. And they tell me, and I pull it up and I go, okay, now that you've just lied to me and I have zero trust in your integrity, can you make sure that I speak to an actual American?
Yep.
On the soil. I explained to them.
There is one thing, there's just one part of the country that I absolutely hated to actually contact. And it was just about anybody in a Louisiana or a Georgia call center.
See, and I have no problem with that because I understand that.
The Louisiana call centers have a bunch of Cajuns.
Cajun folk. Yeah.
And they speak French English.
Right. And but
and
yet,
speak it so damn fast you can't understand them. I'm like, you are probably the nicest person on the entire fucking planet, but come on, I can't understand you.
I can't understand it. And there are some I don't get. I get that. But anyway, I most of the time have no problem with it. Here's one for you, but most of the time I don't get that department or that region. But here's the thing. I number one will ask for American. Okay, somebody in America. If they are living in Russia and they're going to transfer me to them, no, I'm not paying Russia unemployment. I'm paying American unemployment, US of A. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are when I'm in a hurry and it says, what options would you like? What language? I will pick Mexican every time. If I'm in a hurry. Do you know why?
Because I can speak it. I can speak it and I can understand them even in a broken English. So,
but wait, they understand and speak English better than the Indians do. So they will tell you if you're in a call center in or near a call center, they will even tell you on the Spanish Isles, because I've managed that before. They will tell you. Oh,
this is a reminder. Take my aspirin.
I'm sorry. It's going to tell me twice to take my aspirin because I have a blood pressure problem.
Ours does the same thing. So,
but the thing is, they will tell you in the Spanish department to ask for English because they all speak English. They all speak English. It's either their first or secondary language, and they do so much better. And again, I can deal with it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Hispanic and Mexican call center workers are almost all ESL. They can speak English and Spanish. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. So, always try to always push until you speak to an American. Okay. if you have the time. I mean, when I was getting my internet set up here and getting it running actually correctly, the only way that I got success was demanding that I speak to somebody on American soil, United States of America soil, not United States of Mexico, not Canadian, United States of America soil. Once I got that, the problem all of a sudden started making sense, and I got the right employee out to site who said, oh my God, look at this hot mess. When the fires came through, it screwed everything up. He rebuilt everything. I've not had a problem with my internet since, other than the fact that when they shut off the power, I have none. Okay. Speaking of which, I have a client that we have to be done here in 30. Just have you met me? I'm telling you to put a limit on me.
When you need to go, you are more, just hop off.
Okay, but you're going to have to tell me because I have no brain cell.
Okay. You were, speaking of internet services, you were talking about how your internet shut down. A lot of people think, oh, I've got fiber optic internet. My internet is here forever. Everything runs on electricity, people.
Everything.
The switches that control your fiber optic internet that is over on the corner or in your alley is controlled by electricity. And it may have a battery backup, but it's only going to last for so long. So here's a really good tip, and I think Elon's actually getting ready to launch a service for this. Get backup internet. Because with the lack of radio and television anymore, broadcast stuff like Jenny was just talking about, your only other option is ham radio, and well, that takes getting a license from the government. And satellite, well, as long as you can produce electricity, can't go down unless an asteroid hits a fucking satellite.
That's the only other option that someone like me has, is to pay for Elon's lovely little $180 a month satellite flying through the sky, and hoping that I'm not so far down on the I need to use you list that, I could still work at a reasonable pace. That's the only other option that I would have. But then again, I don't know all the modem setups and everything. I'm quite sure my generator would still be required, or if I were to pack it up and move it into a RV, that it would have to work off of that generator. I have not fully looked into Elon's satellites because of the cost and the complaints that people have still had. But I'm again sure that it's got to go into a modem that's going to have electrical anyway. But I have the generator, don't get me wrong, but you can't buy a new RV these days with generators in them. They don't have them.
Yeah, that is the dumbest thing. I was actually looking at that because there was a time where wifey and I were
kids who understand what they're purchasing when they go. They don't even ask about generators. They get home and they try and figure out why the microwave doesn't work in it, and then the seller goes, "Oh, you have to buy a generator." Well, now then they're trying to figure out, well, why do I have this great big loud sounding thing that I'm lugging around that weighs 500 pounds? Because you bought a new motorhome or RV trailer. And yeah, it's kind of costly. And if you want a quiet one, you're going to pay. My nephew bought a quiet one. He paid $1,800 for his quiet one. And it's like, yeah, and does it run everything? And he goes, well, kind of, yeah, but it won't run the whole house. Oh, so it'll run the RV, the trailer, but it won't run the house. And you spent that kind of money, and you better hope on days that you're without power that you're not slightly overcast or maybe parked under a tree. Got it.
Yep. So I just actually looked this up on the whole Starlink thing, just to let you know. They do have a roaming package that starts at $50 a month. And that's what I would use as a backup internet. The downside of it is the equipment cost is $600.
Well, see, there we go. I mean, I could write it off as a business at this point, but I just hate having to keep doing things and writing it off on business just because
Exactly.
people are voting for more government, and this is what is happening with more government while they are giving the electricity company in our communities the power to throw their dick out on the desk and go lick it. Because that's, if Canada, as Digger says, if Canada can go ahead and bury all of their lines on under the frozen rotunda, why can't our country? I don't understand.
That's a really good question. I don't know. The U.S. is so far behind when it comes to electrical codes and so forth like that. I mean, there's a YouTuber I follow who's from the UK, and he's an electrician. And I look at the electrical boxes that they do, and these things are beautiful, and they're efficient, and they're cheap. If I wanted to replace the electrical box in my house right here, I actually had a quote on this about a dozen years ago. Just to get the box alone was $1,000. And then to have it rewired with the new box, new switches and all that was another $2,500. And over there, that's the whole cost would be about $1,000 US. We for some reason put a premium on everything, and meanwhile the guy here in the US is driving some 1980s beat up fucking van, and the guy over in the UK is driving a brand new BMW van.
Well, it's the same reason. It's just like the drug prices that they sell us the drugs for, and then they sell the rest of the world the drugs for. We're paying for the world no matter where we're going with this. Why am I being set up to ask opinion on anything this morning?
It's just I mean, I'm right there with you, and that's one thing that everybody's like, oh my God, Trump's tariffs are going to crush everything. No, they're not. They're actually going to make things a little bit more equal.
We need to get back to being a little bit more independent, folks. I'm sorry.
We do. We got to stop depending on everybody else.
If you don't understand, we're the only country, to my knowledge, we're the only country in the world that lets non-citizens buy up our land.
Yeah.
And then decide what.
I was actually shocked when there was that report that came out the other day about how much farmland China owns in the U.S., and it shocked the living shit out of me.
And if you don't think that they're poisoning that crap, go back to those days, okay? Because they're poisoning those shits, okay? they're now that I'm giving myself a real cough. They are seriously poisoning us. And I'm sorry, but I really shouldn't come here and talk like this.
Yes, you should.
Have
you met me? I want the honest to God truth. I don't want PC bullshit.
But I mean,
Bobby's absolutely right. Consumerism is killing us. Because if you think back to the 1940s and 1950s, even through the 60s, shit was actually made to last.
Exactly.
You bought a refrigerator, it lasted 30 years. There are refrigerators today that were made in 1950 that are still running without any maintenance. Try that with a brand new fucking Maytag.
This is the thing. I'll still use Temu because I prefer to pay less than Amazon charges me, and they're all coming from the same place. Okay,
yeah,
Bobby,
that's true.
However, the moment that there is an American-made company doing the same thing as Amazon, meaning there is a U.S. Amazon product only. Okay, I'm trying to put this to where it makes sense. Made in US only.com and I can go in and shop it like I can Amazon. Bitch, I'm over there. That's the first place I'm going. I'm buying my shit from there. I will spend an extra, depending on the item, I'll spend an extra $5 to $25 on the average cost of the products that I will do that to keep
Absolutely.
my Americans employed, as long as it is made, not manufactured. There's a difference, because if I am importing something from another country that is made in another country, when I import it, I become the manufacturer of said product.
Mm-hmm.
What did I just do? I used no nail, no hammer, no solder, nothing. I did not use a screw or a hammer. I just have a warehouse where I go ahead and have the warehouse ship it out for me, because I never even have to touch the product. I just have the online, and I am the U.S. manufacturer name being attached to it. Oh yeah, and I get the lawsuits from it too, but that's okay. If I get the right kind of protection, I've got that covered as well. So the whole thing is, seriously, I want it made in the USA. I want to know the plastic piece was made in the US, that the wire was made in the US. I want only made in the USA. Sorry, because there's two US's and a lot of people don't know it. So I want only made in the USA.com products on that website.
Oh,
That's where I'm going. Amazon and Temu will never see my name again. In fact, they will find out that I have falsified my name all these years with them.
So I'll give you a really good story on that level. I have a 30-foot flagpole in my backyard. It was in my front yard. I moved it to the backyard because too many fucking local kids were screwing with it. We have really high winds, so a couple times a year I have to replace the flag. I haven't bought a new flag. I haven't bought a new flag at all in the last 12 months because all of my local stores don't have any made in America US flags.
Because they're made in China. They are made in China.
I actually, the local Ace Hardware store, they had a display up and it said American flag made in the USA. And then, so I looked on the package and it says right on the back of the fucking package, it says packaged in the USA, made in China.
Yep. They're made in China. They're not made here.
And I took that up to the manager and I said, "You're false advertising these flags. Take that fucking sign down right now. It is not made in the US. It's packaged in the US." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't even notice that." And I'm like, I really will not buy anything that is made in another country if it's advertised as made in the US. Has any part of it. And you're right. If there's something that is made in the US, I will pay exorbitantly more for it. If I went and bought a new Ford pickup today, guess what? I would actually go rather buy a Toyota because the Toyota is more likely to be made in the US.
Exactly. People don't realize that a lot of the Fords are now made in Mexico and a lot of the Toyotas are made here in the US.
In Canada.
This is why you and I on a stream are dangerous, is because our life experience has made us know certain things, and it's like, oh yeah, oh no. And we can back each other up right away because those are two things that I absolutely know. Peterbilt also made in Mexico. They drive them over to El Centro and they park it at Jaime's lot, and then it gets picked up and moved along. See how I am? I know people.
Yeah, Mack Trucks is literally the only one left in the United States that is completely manufactured in the U.S., even if half of their parts are made somewhere else, actually. But they're manufactured and put together all in the United States. Mack doesn't have any facilities outside the U.S.
Well, see, and I wish Mack had just regular trucks. I had an old Ford, a 58 four-wheel drive, lifted Ford It was on the cover of one of the old magazines back in the day, but before I owned it, it was on that cover, so I don't remember the name of the magazine. But I had this old truck, and it was so monstrous that when I stood beside it, the step came up to my breast level, and that was when they were up where they were supposed to be, not down at the knee. And on the hood, right, the hood ornament, I had a Mac dog. I had a Mac dog.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about the brown Ford that was in Hot Rod magazine from like the late 70s?
I don't know what color it was, but it may have been.
I used to collect Hot Rod magazine, and
That would be the lunchtime era that it was on there. Yeah, it would have been around that era. Again, having to go backwards in my mind, Gary owned it in 78. So, well, in 1970, it might have been on there prior to 1970. But I would have to look at it. I've shown the picture of it on my stream before, but not the whole thing. Just me and my brother standing beside it. But we were standing on a curb, and that was when it had been lowered because I didn't want to have to get into it anymore. So it had been lowered, and then it had been rehired. So I know that my bestie owned it, and then my dad owned it, and then I owned it, and we all kept it as a blue Ford, the Ford blue color. And right now, I think I saw it the other day, and I think it's an orange. I was like talking to somebody while I was driving down the road, cussing at the fact that he painted this truck a different color. Because it's no longer the right. It's no longer the right. So I'd have to see that one. But
I desperately miss the old Hot Rod magazine because the cool shit was in there.
Okay, so we only have 7 fires at this point.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
According to this new website, I have not looked at the watch notice, the watch duty that I go by because they've got them all. Okay, well, that one I don't care about that one over in Yuma, Arizona. They are putting out a lot of the small ones there. I hate saying small ones. How many are in one? How many ones are in one? One is in a one. So small ones, bad English, Shinny, fix it. So
they just extended the evacuation zone for the Palisade fire all the way over to Pepperdine University.
Right, they will continue to do that. You will see that they will continue to do that. They want people to get ahead because they know that they're not going to, and then they're going to have these idiots, these selfish little cunt heads who will start driving their car, and then because they have to stop for a red light or stop for another car to pass, they'll be in a panic and they'll jump out of their car and not give a shit about the fact that their car is blocking everybody behind them and that they start running. Really? Let me just share something with you. I've learned this from dead family members, okay? Could I be wrong? Sure, I can still be wrong, okay? They drove off. Traffic was horrible bad. They freaked out. They turned around and went home, okay? At least they went home. They didn't get out of their vehicle and leave their vehicle to stop other traffic. Okay. The home was like I'm going to say the word wrong, but like a ceramic kiln. I can't say, but it baked them. There was one tiny little shoulder bone that was smaller than an inch long that was found out of the teenager. Okay, but they were in the bathtub, so their remains were in the bathtub. Okay, everything they had loaded up and put into their vehicle was still intact in their vehicle. The thing about a house, again, I tried to explain at the beginning, a fire is a live entity and all it wants to do is eat and breathe. That's all it wants to do. So your house is food. Your car is still, and as long as the windows are up, it's very hard for it to decide that it's going to stick around because it's not getting much. And I know everybody worries about the gas lines and so forth. Look at how many vehicles are still intact, but they have the windows rolled down on these big things. People keep their windows rolled down for some crazy, insane reason.
Did you see this video of the bulldozer having to move these vehicles out of the way?
Yes, if I would have been on a stream yesterday, the individual would have found out how fucking pissed off I'm able to get. Okay?
This is the most irresponsible thing I could ever imagine.
Pieces of shit in these community. Selfish pieces of fucking shit. They can't even move their car aside. They got out and stopped it there because they're a bunch of, okay, I'm not going to get upset. They're a bunch of selfish pieces of spoiled meat pieces of shit. Okay? They left their cars there. They didn't think about the fact it's going to be in the way. The guy behind me might want to go ahead and wait, and I'm going to get out of the car, and I'm going, because they're in a panic, and I understand that. But you still stop being so selfish about your own anxiety that you start thinking about society on the whole. That's how I handle my anxiety, and then I go, oh, the world isn't ready for my anxiety. I need to go get in my car. I need to go do something. I need to get away so that the whole world doesn't see the shit that I really want to do with my anxiety. So them doing that is a bunch of selfish pieces of shit under a very anxious moment that they did not critically think, I'm stopping the guy behind me from going. Well, the guy behind you is probably driving a little Tesla, and he doesn't have the power to push your car out of the freaking way. So now we've got 2 cars. Oh, wait, 3, 4. Now people who are trying to go around you are starting to freak the fuck out. And now, before you know it, we have hundreds of vehicles, and the fire department can't go up this road to stop things, and you've just delayed it in a situation that every 15 seconds counts for other people's lives.
You know, they blocked it for people. They blocked it for emergency services, for fire rescue. And then now, you know, what's going to happen is they're going to start yelling at the city and the county, going, you destroyed my car.
Damaged my vehicle. You damaged my vehicle. Well, here's the fucking bill for the goddamn equipment and time that you put us behind. In fact, you're going to share in the cost of the homes that got lost because we couldn't be there to help stifle some of this fire. So we're not only going to go ahead and listen to your lawsuit, we're now going to go ahead and name you as partially responsible for some of the fire damage in the area because we couldn't get there. Every 15 seconds delayed cost huge information. When they start putting a cost on stupidity, we might get somewhere.
You know, I would actually also say, this is the one time I would say we need to send these assholes a bill for the cost of human life.
Right. This is Shinny running for governor, not, but just governor of the state.
I'd move to California just to vote for you.
You know, because I'm just going to say I'm tired of stupid taking over the state. And that right there was stupid. And they need to have to pay for that. Again, if I can't drive down the road, okay, I'm going to do what one of my kids did in the 03 fires. He was in the truck and people were stopping at the stop sign at the bottom of the hill. And he just said, "Fuck it," and put his truck in 4-wheel drive. He put it in low and he started pushing people through that fucking stop sign. There was no need for them to stop at the stop sign, but people are stupid. Okay, so you go unless there is a cross traffic car coming in. If there's a a cross traffic car coming, you are polite enough to let that cross traffic car from coming. But you know what you also do? You use both lanes going away from the fire. Everybody was using one lane. See where I'm going with this? You've got to stop raising stupid, ignorant morons who think selfishly about themselves, and they don't critically think, oh, if I leave my car here, somebody's going to break into it. Oh, that's not a problem. I don't care. I'm going to go live. Yeah, no. They need to really be able to think, if I leave my car here, the guy behind me is going to think, what the hell is she doing? And not be able to get around me. So I need to pull my car, at least, if for nothing else, I need to pull my car over to the curb. I need to park on the curb. But no, the individual gets out and leaves their car because there was a stoplight there and they didn't want to run the red light. Did anybody else catch that? Did anybody else catch that it started at the traffic signal at the intersection? Did anybody but me catch that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I already know one of my boys would have been toast had he not have known people were stopping at the stop sign, that there was no need to stop. So when I looked at that initially and I saw the intersection and the traffic light, I'm going to tell you, I am willing to bet my firstborn on the fact that they were stopped at a red light and they didn't want to run the red light, so they got out of their car and walked away.
So, ironically, you were talking about, how people, there was the Tesla driver and so forth. In this video, all right, the one we have a Mercedes S-Class, okay, that's $80,000 to $100,000. We have two Teslas, that's $200,000. There is just in the first 8 cars that I see here, there's at least $500,000. You would think these people are smarter than this shit.
No, what did I tell you? I am
I know.
I am quite sure the word "make," but in life, in this world, okay, the meek who are of this world, they are being taken care of. They are being taken care of. And this is the intelligence. Now I will give them credit. They are on both sides of the road. I will give them credit. They are on both sides of the road. They blocked that mofo good.
Oh yeah. I mean, this literally looks like a scene out of one of the, I love disaster movies. And this literally looks like a scene out of a disaster movie, like The Walking Dead or some shit, where they all ran from the zombies.
I don't understand. How do zombies move that fast? They don't even move fast. Zombies,
I know.
I don't watch it because of the stupidity of it. Okay? But you know what that those movies are doing? They are educating people how to be stupid. Yeah. So these people they are educational, educatable. Use my words, okay? But they are able to get an education. They watch it enough on the movies, and then they go, "Oh, I just get out and walk off to safety." You fucking moron! Because I bet you walk at 55 miles per hour, don't you? I bet that you really think that having no protection around you is going to feel really good when that plane comes up against you.
Oh, Shenny dear, Shenny, you have to go.
Oh, okay. Well, this was fun. I'm sorry.
It was.
I wanted to report only on the fire and bail, and I've been sitting here at my desk, my work desk, going, I have power, but I'm talking to Cap. So you and I know.
Well, I appreciate you. You know that. So, anytime. And by the way, I have no warnings on YouTube, so we made
Not
it.
Yet. Not yet. They will slow it down and re-listen to me. Apparently, I talk fast. I thought I was old and I talk slow, but apparently I talk a lot faster than what I realized. And so I think they have to slow it down to 75 to listen. Okay. And that's when you'll get your notice. So there's that.
I mean,
Somebody
the
else
flip
jumped
side is, the stream's 2 hours in, so they tend to stop listening after 2 hours. So
Yeah, but I was here before. Just
that's true.
started early. You started late enough in the morning for me that I could talk to my nephew and then go ahead and go, oh, look, today I get capped. T3's not on. So, hi, T3. You're probably on now, huh? But so I went ahead and was trying to listen. And then I knew you were talking about the fires. It's like I can't read chat and write a reply and listen. And I'm like, I just have to go on. So anyway, there you go. I hope I helped the stream some. And I hope I gave people an understanding to understand why we have to think better. We have to do better, and we need to vote local better.
Yes,
and I'm sorry
absolutely.
that the fires will be a political matter while also being a human matter, and an ignorant matter. There are so many things that we're seeing in this that as humans, folks, we are failing. Okay. And I'm going to say, if they do cut my power out, there is nobody who is going to be able to help to tell me the fire is coming to you, pack up and move. And it won't be these fires up here. I want you to understand we have our own fires because I am 2 hours away from the fires that are there. Can the fires travel those 2 hours? Oh God, yes. How long would it take them? Approximately 4.5 hours if they are Beetlejuice's cousin driven. Before I do leave, here is why I call him Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice's cousin. Okay? If you say Beetlejuice 3 times, you will conjure him up. Notice how often I say Beetlejuice because I'm hoping for a good time. Come on, baby. His cousin, I don't like so much. Okay? So I will not say his cousin's name. And that's why it is a 4-letter word to me. So please, world, join in and just say it's Beetlejuice's cousin time in California. And I know that I'm okay. I'm not asking for prayers or anything at this point, other than keep them away from because my anxiety and my stress level is up because I've been watching these fires. We do need to pray for these folks, but a lot of them have already gone to their second or third homes. Okay. Keep in mind that these communities have a lot of places. There might even still be hotel rooms available up there because down here we don't have the same financial set that they have up there. But do I want to see any of these buildings go? No, I don't want to see any of these fires occur. I want to see any of these buildings go. The old folks who can't go and do on their own, pray for them really, really big. And if it comes down to it, find a really good, not so much some of those bigger names that you're accustomed to that charge to help people. Crossroad. Find somebody who is giving directly to, we have, on the internet, we have Ryan Hall, y'all, who gives directly to, and he is. Try and find somebody that you can trust to donate for especially these elders who lost their homes, okay, that are not millionaires. They're not on movies and TVs and stuff like that, they bought the property back in the day and they've stayed there, or they are in homes.
For God's sake, don't trust Dwayne Johnson or Oprah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I had to put that in there. I'm sorry.
I had to bend over for that one because it sounded like you were giving it to me in both their butts. Okay. So as soon as I find out how to get rid of you, but I think you're on this phone over here, I'm out. Peace out, everybody. Digger, somebody else, jump in. T3, if you're still around, jump in.
Link's open for everybody if you guys want to join. So,
T3, the link is if you need it, it's in my heifer and bull calves. And you can take over for me, and I would Even though I'm going to be with a client, love to keep you guys in my ear and start talking because I do that. I hope I made everybody's day better. Hugs to
Just
you all.
don't.
Bobby, I love you. What?
Love you, hugs and everything. Have a good one.
Huggers, buggers. Bye-bye.
Bye. There we go. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break and go get a refill of something to drink here because I'm feeling a little parched. I mean, we love Shenny. Shenny is awesome. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. Digger says, I'm slowly getting into the shower now. I mean, my wife's listening. I hope that's not a proposal. All right, y'all. Give me just a couple of minutes. Let me go get something to drink. I will be right back. Let's see. Where in the hell is that video? Be right back. Where is it? No, I'm serious. Where is my Be Right Back video? Holy crap. Shite? I think I lost my Be Right Back video. Well, all right. Just chill out for a minute. It won't take me long. All right. I has returned. Oh my gosh, look at all you beautiful people. I'm missing 18 chats. I'm so far behind. Oh my lord. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Dang on my brain completely right. Yes, cartwheel and sustainers. Na da 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 da. Be descriptive. Is everybody talking about Digger getting into the shower, being descriptive? Oh lord. Oh my. Oh my. Bobby says, I'm watching these shorts about the fuck you guy, and I'm about losing my mind. Sir Frank Otter, hey buddy, how you doing, my friend? How is the weather up in your neighborhood? Not gonna lie, I jumped when Captain just spoke. Roar! Oh. So I saw in chat y'all are talking about allergies and stuff earlier. It is just absolutely horrendous how much phlegm is going through my sinuses right now. It's bad. It's horrible. It's horribly bad. But let me break some stuff up here. Go back to this. I wanted to talk about this for a little bit here. Bookmarks. And oh yeah, here we go. Share screen X. Boom. All right. So let's take a look at this here because I mean, if you guys haven't seen this yet, this is Zuckerberg talking about how he's going to bring back free speech, and then I want to give you guys some commentary on this because I know what's actually happening.
Content, governments, and hey everyone, I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1%,
they make mistakes.
That's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms.
Okay, so he just goes pretty much on and on about the same bullshit right there. Now, what he has said is he's going to get rid of, they're getting rid of the fact checkers, which is a big plus, right? Big plus for everybody. And he's going to implement the same community note system that Elon's implemented on X. Now, here's the kicker of this. This has absolutely nothing to do with free speech, y'all. If you guys remember, Zuckerberg visited Trump about a month ago at Mar-a-Lago. And although we don't know the exact contents of what that meeting actually ended up having, what we do know is that Zuckerberg is worried about Meta's stocks. Meta is the new founding company, if everybody doesn't know it, of Facebook and Instagram and all that crap. So advertisers in the United States have turned away from the woke model. There's like hundreds of companies out there that are like, we ain't doing that shit no more. Because it costs them millions of dollars. As they say, go woke, go broke. We've seen that over and over and over again. What happens when a company goes broke? Well, they don't have any money for advertising. He says he's just a brown noser trying to get out of trouble. You're exactly right. I was getting to that. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. So there's been numerous congressional hearings trying to pin a number of things against this individual here, Mr. Zuckerberg. And they have evidence to literally fine or even criminally charge, Facebook, Meta, whatever the company you want to call it, with a number of things. Now, here's the deal. This has nothing to do with free speech. This all has to do with market share. Because if you look currently, X has a larger market share than Meta does. That's including Facebook and Instagram. In the United States, X is actually the preferred platform for social media these days. So Meta's stock is going to take a huge hit in the next coming months unless they make a actual pivot to meet what the current cultural expectation is. Everybody with me here. It's all about the cultural expectation and money. He doesn't want to go broke. Now, the way things currently work, Sir Frank Goddard, you're absolutely right. The way things currently work is that when you post up on Facebook, it goes through an automated AI checking system. And if it gets flagged from there, their automated system will take it down or will censor it or shadow ban you. I have been shadow banned for 4 years on Facebook. The reason I don't post on any of my commercial pages. I have a Captain Kern page. I have a Just Ryan Media page. I don't post on them because they don't get traffic. Because of my primary page, my personal account, they shadow banned all of my shit. Nobody sees my posts over there. Now, same thing could be said for X as well. However, that trend has been recently changing. My posts are getting a longer reach. Meta has a friggin' portal. They absolutely do. They don't allow local agencies to do it, but state agencies and federal agencies have absolute access to it. You're so shadow banned on X and Facebook. I was shadow banned on X for the longest time. I was like, why am I only getting, 35 people watching, this? I'm using all the correct tags, the correct hashes, and nothing. Now my posters finally, in the last month, they're finally starting to, get some traction, which was a very interesting thing. And Jenny says, she nanny, stop changing your name, woman. You're confusing me. T3 says, I may have been very, oh God, I was so, yeah. If you look back in my post, I was so bad at that. I mean, what do you say about a woman that shits on somebody's pillow like a fucking cat? That is absolutely just nonsense, That's what got me shadow banned. Oh dear Lord. I'm absolutely I tend to speak my mind very plainly, and people don't like it. I have a feeling if I would be more PC, I'd have a whole lot more than 700 subs on YouTube by now. And, when I was full-time streaming on Twitch, game streaming, that is, I had thousands of followers. And I was in the very top percentage of all the Twitch streamers out there. And I was enjoying the shit out of that because as small as I was still making money. But I was also very PC. And, after the incident with my daughter, I decided I needed to be myself. And I could not resist just telling it like it is. And when I spoke out on social media, I tended to get, pissy. Oh, my Lord. By the way, mods, do me a favor. Everybody that's got a channel in chat, please give them some promotion. Give them some love. Bobby says, I'm currently shadow banned on here. You're not shadow banned in my chat. You can only write chats on this account. You got in trouble for another account. Ooh my. So Frank Otter says, I get shadow banned on YouTube as much as Heidi. I don't know. I think I'm actually shadow banned on people like Shizzy's channel and sometimes Moe's, because I'll be sitting there and I'll be typing something totally relevant and it doesn't pop up. Now, whether that's a YouTube issue or whether it's a StreamYard or Stream Elements or whoever's, the third party, whether that's one of their issues, I don't know. But they don't see it. And I've confirmed this. They do not see my chat. It's hilarious. Missy says, I play dumb amounts of video games that look blind accessible. Yes, she does. She is absolutely awesome. Make sure you go subscribe to Misty, and because she is absolutely fabulous. She's one of my oldest gaming friends, so she's also one of my oldest friends. So, yay. Your comments get deleted on specific channels. I mean, I can see that. My comments don't even appear, so I don't know if they get deleted or what. I don't even get a mod message. I'm like, okay. T3 says, Thomas Anderson gets banned on my by YouTube in my chat and winning chat all the time. He always has to change. That's really strange. And with somebody, I need somebody to talk. What the hell is going on with SMC? Why can't they stay the same person? Every single person's chat I go into and SMC's in there, SMC changes their fucking name and it's just driving me insane. Maybe some people don't know who that is. It just makes me bonkers. But on the whole, the whole Facebook thing, I'm actually curious to find out what my reach would be once they get rid of the fact checkers. If you have a troll, I love playing with trolls. Trolls are awesome. You should see the video of this dude that I invited on my stream, and he tried to troll me, and I freaking just did not take the bait, and it irritated him so badly. I had him on stream with me, just like Shinny was just a minute ago. It was hilarious. Wait, what was it? What's this? What? I do have to ask my friend Atlas RP, been meaning to ask if you were on there back in the day. Atlas RP? I don't recognize Atlas RP. I was on the WBS chat for Star Trek roleplay. But I don't believe I was on Atlas. Bobby's laughing his ass off. Oh, I see. I get sad because nobody comes in and trolls me. T3. I get sad because, it's like, oh, come on, man. I need some entertainment. No, they don't want to entertain me at all. It makes me almost regret not getting into the whole Hales bullshit. Yeah, Atlas was the pirate shipbuilding game. I remember the game, but I wasn't. I don't think I was. I don't think I actually ever played it, to be honest with you. You had less aggressive trolls when you did a vid on Monty. Monty was actually cool about it because you weren't a dick about it. See, if I roast somebody, I'm going to be a complete dick. That's my problem. Is I go too damn far. I will roast the living shit out of them. I will make it to where they want to crawl back up in their mommy's womb and never come back out. The Tate brothers are interesting to watch. Andrew Tate's one of those guys that you have to sit back and take everything he says at a grain of salt, because I am positive at this point in time, half the shit they say and half the shit they do is just fucking made up crap. Yes, go check out and subscribe to Digger 420. The Tate brothers are generally shitty towards women. That's their whole. It is, and it's actually quite sad. I mean, you want to be masculine? That's great. I will encourage masculinity all fucking day long to get rid of these sissy boys. You know, the sissy boy syndrome needs to go away. We need men that will actually have, machismo, as they say. What is the men that are currently of age right now are sad little things. They're not even men. I mean, half of them don't even know how to change a fucking tire. It just drives me absolutely nuts, because you wonder where the society is going to go when they don't know how to plug in their Tesla. Oh, dear God, yes. The over-enunciation of each and every word is so bad. It is so bad. It's worse than Captain Kirk. And that's something, because he's Canadian. Sorry, Digger. Your favorite thing about it is he bragged about going to Romania because it was corrupt and talked crap about being corrupt. So Romania started a whoop-ass session on it. Yes. Yes. How many times has he been to prison in Romania so far? I don't. The people that go out there and they over-enunciate shit. It just drives me insane. It's like, where the fuck did you go to school? The Confederate flag is banned on Twitch. Well, actually it is, which is a sad, sad thing, because the Confederate flag is not what people think it means. I mean, we can get into all that kind of crap. You know what makes me wonder is, will Trump actually restore all of the statues that were torn down over the last 4 years? That's what I want to know. The statues, the plaques, the memorials. I remember when BLM was going out and tearing down, statues of people. They had no idea who the hell they were. They tore down a hero for the black population at the time, and they're like, yeah, well, he deserved to come down. I'm like, you dipshits. You can't destroy history like that, because history can't technically be rewritten. It will always come back. And I don't care if you remove all the books out of the schools, take all the statues down or whatever. History gets passed by word of mouth. I was one of the ones who got it banned. Something charity got taken off my wall. Oh dear Lord. So I have a 3%er flag that I used to put on my wall when I had room for it, as well as a Gadsden flag. And I got reported for those when I was streaming on Twitch. And I'm like, if you dumbasses don't understand that the flag with the original colonies on it is completely legitimate, and with the Roman numeral 3 on it is completely legitimate as part of American history, then you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, the MLK Jr. statue is obscene. It is. No, what's obscene is that fucking statue, that memorial, not memorial, but that thing that they put up of the giant butthole. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Frank, when you want to get back on stream, you let me know and I'll stream with you, man. We will just tear that shit up. I'll be happy to do that. I will be absolutely happy to do that. When I was out there getting something to drink, my wife goes, "Why do you want me on stream so bad?" Because the back and forth between my wife and I is hilarious. Wait, you don't know the giant butthole thing? Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Let me look it up. It's an AIDS memorial. It's a sculpture. Here, let me bring this up here. You guys are going to fucking die over this. This is hilarious. It's the dumbest thing ever. Share this tab instead.
About being raised about an AIDS memorial planned for downtown Palm Springs. Right now, the sculpture is planned to look like this. These pictures you're seeing here. And some people don't like it. News Channel 3's Jake Rossi live in studio with more.
It's a giant butthole.
Changes in response to those concerns. Jake.
And John, it is a 9-foot sculpture plan for a Palm Springs park meant to remember lives lost to HIV and AIDS. But the design doesn't resonate with everyone. In fact, some call it inappropriate. And the committee in charge says they are now listening. It's the proposed AIDS memorial sculpture, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars in the community and stirring up controversy over its shape. The round limestone statue with concentric carved circles meant to represent the diverse community impacted by AIDS. It's
the diverse community impact. It's a butthole. It looks like a sphincter, for God's sakes.
Reflection and hope, but it's not seen by everyone that way. Some saying it's too abstract.
It's really strained. I mean, this is almost like a piece of art looking for a purpose instead of the other way around. It could be about anything, and as a consequence, it's kind of about nothing.
There's also the view that
it could have been a starfish.
You hear it called the donut all the time. You hear it called the word we can't say on camera all the time.
For some on social media and beyond, the design resembles an inappropriate body part on the rear end.
An inappropriate body part on the rear end. You know, the irony is the news can't say it, but I can say it. Butthole.
Of the proposed memorial looks like,
and it's $500,000.
The memorial is privately raising funding to put it up at a 9-foot tall scale in the downtown park near the Maryland statue. Its expected price tag in the range of $500,000. The concern? That it could become the butt of a joke.
I can just...
He just said it! It's the butt of a joke.
Visualize the whole slew of potential social media posts making fun of something that is so important to our community.
In a letter to community members, the AIDS Memorial Task Force writing it is incorporating feedback they've received and working through the design revision process. But questions persist about why the community wasn't included sooner.
I don't remember ever seeing any outreach over the last couple of years. Everyone seems to be shocked that no one seemed to be consulted.
Can you imagine being on the fundraising team for this? So, yes, ma'am. I'd like to talk to you today, Miss CEO, of Well, we're trying to put up a memorial sculpture in downtown Palm Springs. Oh, what's it look like? Well, let me show you. No, ma'am, that's not a butthole. I swear to God, it's not a butthole. Jesus Christ. What's that one going to look like, Bobby? Is that going to be a giant monkey bent over? How stupid are these people that design this shit? You can't be an artist and tell me that that's fucking art. There's just no way. All you did was take a picture and draw it out a butthole. No, it'll just be the butthole again. We're just going to have a giant butthole in every major city in the United States. That's what's going to happen right there. I mean, 9 foot tall. 9 feet tall. So they want this thing to be seen for miles. You can see this thing from space. I don't understand people's stupidity. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have all the sympathy in the world for those that have suffered from that illness, that disease. But the world does not need a 9 foot tall butthole to remember them by. How about a nice memorial wall or a plaque? Something that symbolizes, you know, humanity. Yeah, at least they didn't light it up. I mean, holy cow, would that be? Could you imagine a ring of red lights coming out of the center? Bobby says, I'm an artist, and I could make the case that I could put a butthole in every state as a representation for everyone's vote and opinion. That's about right. Could have painted it rainbow colors. Yeah, no. I think that the LGBTQ community would be very upset about that. Because, funny enough, contrary to popular belief, I actually have quite a few friends that belong to that community. They hate what these major characters in their community on social media, they fucking hate how they represent them. Because most of the ones that I know, all they want to do is live their lives in peace and be, stay out of the fucking, public eye. And the ones that are on social media and are very popular on it, they don't go pushing their views. They just live their lives and they record themselves, and they make funny content and shit. This type of crap is insulting, is what it is. It's like I talk to people all the time because I've got this, and this will probably get me really banned, but I just don't give a shit. I have a thing against pride parades. Because every time I look and see one of these damn things, especially the recordings on YouTube or the news or what have you, there's always this there's always all these young children out there and these half naked people or fully naked people doing lewd acts in public, and the cops don't do a fucking thing about it. And that has happened for 20 some years. And frankly, I'm fucking sick of it. We need to protect our children. And protect them from this, what you want to do in your own bedroom, I don't give a shit about. And I want to remind people, this is my own opinion. Don't take it as fact. My personal opinion on this. Just like the damn thing at the bottom says. I do not want my children, when they're at that age, the young, impressionable age, to witness that shit. Do it in your own fucking bedroom. Keep it off the streets like normal people. But no, there's elements of that society, and I say elements, not all of them, that they want to be exuberantly loud and obnoxious. And people have been conditioned these days to accept it, and I won't. You know, it's just like I refuse to use pronouns because I think pronouns are fucking stupid. You know, you cannot be an individual and call yourself they, them. That's my own opinion. If you don't like it, deal with it. Sir Frank Hunter says, oh, like the 20 men being walked down the road leads to wearing leather harnesses. Yes, exactly. How about you dress normally and celebrate your own sexuality? I don't give a shit if you're gay or not. I don't care. That's none of my fucking business. I have some of my best friends are gays and lesbians. And I say that with all the love in my heart. Because they're good people. The reason they're good people is they don't try to push that shit on anybody else. That's their life. Just like I don't try to push straight shit on people. I'm not sure how I could do that either. That just doesn't comprehend because, you know, I'm straight. That's just me. I just don't know how I could push that. You know, it's like I have my own faith. I don't push Christianity on anybody because, well, one, I believe in parts of Christianity, but not all of it. What the hell's going on outside? Is there somebody here? What the fuck is going on? I don't see anybody on my camera. It's just weird. I don't know. Hey, I'll tell you what. Here, watch this, guys. Watch this. I don't know why my dogs are barking. Where is it? Window? Here we go. That's a look out my front door. That's how much snow we've gotten. About 3 inches total. Not much. Did I just dox myself? No. Because it's pretty damn hard to figure out where I live. But actually, it's pretty fucking easy to figure out where I live. You just put me in Google and it'll pop my ass up. You know, I've actually been more of a public figure than a lot of people realize. Because there's been, you know, I have been in the public eye for decades. I don't expect you, Captain Kern. Definitely not PC. We've got to get back to some sort of sense of normality. You know, because even back in, you know, the emo days and all that other shit, all people wanted was to be recognized as people and be left alone. Yeah, a nice light dusting is pretty much all we got. Every fucking night, though, it's freezing. So you got to go clean off the windshield and, you know, you got about a 1/4 inch of ice on the vehicle. It's annoying as hell. You know, I treat people the way I want to be treated. And if they can't accept that, then that's their problem, not mine. You know, I was raised on the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. And if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. If you respect me, I respect you. If you're an asshole to me, I'm going to come at you with a fucking 20-pound sledgehammer. Digger says, I'm sorry, Cap. My buddy's shrimp fingers. I got to go. You do that. You go for it, girl. I'm almost done here anyway. We've been on for 3 hours. I'm just like, damn, son. I share my wild side stories, but if your kids are listening to my show, that's on you. Exactly. Well, see, luckily for me, all of my kids are almost grown. Tomorrow, my 18-year-old turns 19. So I have a 17-year-old, I'll have a 19-year-old, and a 28-year-old. And my daughter would have been 24. God rest her soul. You know, that the video I did the other day was absolutely helpful in getting a few things off my chest. And her birthday would have been November 21st, T3. So, you know, I am happy I was able to share a bit of her life with y'all, because it meant a lot that people were there and listening. And from my understanding, Squid is actually going to go through the court docs and talk about that. And I absolutely gave her permission to do so. You have a 29-year-old and an 18-year-old. It's funny how we have, you know, when our kids come, there's so many years difference in a lot of them. It's easier that way, I think. If you have two that are a little bit closer together and then two a little bit closer together, if you can have four or even three or what have you. Little ones are sport. That is the age where I really started to watch my kids. I'm like, but my kids are good. They don't get into trouble. I 27, 22, and 21. Oh my. 17, not 19. Oh, okay. See, I get screwed up on ages too. Hell, I don't even know when half my kids were born. It was a fantastic stream. Sounded like it did. Well, I appreciate it. It did me some good. It was quite cathartic. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'd really like to talk about her life that I skipped over. But most of those things are meaningless to other people. They just mean a lot to me. And one day we just may just get into a random conversation about it, but it won't be another thing for me. Yeah, exactly. My wife keeps track. Hell, I don't even remember when I need to eat breakfast anymore. My wife keeps track of all that shit. Speaking of which, by the way, everybody, I am pretty fucking proud of myself. Other than retaining some water, my max was 303 pounds. I started on Ozempic 3 weeks ago. Wegovy, same thing. My low weight recently was 277. I am super happy with that progress, and I'm hoping that by my birthday I'll be down to 260. And then by end of this year, my goal is to be 220. That is going to be so amazing to be down to that weight again. And I just have to work to keep it off. Because getting older, I should say, and gaining weight with my health conditions as they are means that I'm closer to death than I want to be. No, I'm not short sheeting my chat. I understand. And, I thank everybody for their love and support. It means a lot to me. I don't have the biggest audience in the entire world, and I don't know if I ever will, but this is a good outlet for me to just talk about, things and just, try to have a little bit of fun. So, I mean, and, just to let everybody know, if anybody wants, to hear my bullshit on their show, I'm more than happy, as long as I'm not sleeping at that point in time, because my health is still suffered, and I'm just like, hell yes, I need, to do this. It's therapy. Yes, exactly. Talking to people is therapy. Oh, Heidi, I have already experienced some of the fucking weird side effects, and thankfully they're nothing, drastic. But I tell you what, the first couple of weeks, the nausea, I don't get nauseous, right? Other than, baby shit and throw up. That's about the only things in the world that make me nauseous. I'll go gut a damn deer and go look at it and just go, hell yeah, that's good beat right there. I'll tell you what. No, I don't get nauseous over anything other than those two things. I have been nauseous for 3 weeks. And I have zero appetite, so I actually have to set reminders for myself to actually go eat things. It's very strange because, you know, before that I would get hungry and my stomach would start growling, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to the fridge. I don't even know where the fridge is anymore. But anyway, let's see here. Let's see, what do we got here? So here's one of the problems I got here is I would really like to redirect people, but YouTube is fucking stupid. It does not allow me to redirect. As a matter of fact, today I don't even have the option. Sometimes I have the option, I just won't do it. Connections made here often. No, hell no. I have found some of my greatest acquaintances and friends through streaming. Oh, I know, Heidi. I'm very cautious. I want to get off of every medication that I'm on, but I told my doctor because when I went from 260 to 300 pounds, that scared the living shit out of me. And I told her flat out, I need help because I have nerve damage in my legs, nerve damage in my back. I have bulged disc. I have degenerative disc disease. I got so much shit wrong with me. It's not even funny. I can't walk very far, and exercising is extraordinarily difficult. And the added extra weight just makes everything worse. So I'm like, I need some damn help. So she gave me help, thankfully, and insurance did cover it, which I'm super thankful for. Do it the old ways and drop that link in chat. You know what? Let's go see who is actually doing the thing. Oh. Here's what we're gonna do, y'all. I want everybody to go hit up. God dang, give me the link, you son of a bitch. We're going to go ahead and end it here. Why are my dogs barking again? There is a vehicle parked in the middle of, literally, y'all, you got to see this shit. What in the hell? Share window. Look at this. What the hell is going on in front of my house? I wonder if that guy heard that because my wife's listening in the living room. Who does deliveries like this? Oh my God. Let's just get sideswiped and just block traffic because I'm just going to be an asshole. That was our medical delivery service. That's the guy that delivers the drugs. One of them. Holy shit. I think I need to have a phone call with his boss. That's not even proper. That's bullshit. I mean, seriously, you just can't park like a normal individual. Anyway, we're going to call it a day, guys. I want you guys to go over and visit Miss Squid Pro Quo. She's doing the judge response to motion for documents for the Hales case, it looks like. I think it's the Hales case. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. Y'all, I want you guys to have a great day. Love you. You guys, thank you so much. I'm trying to find my exit video here. I don't know where it's at. That's all right. You guys are fucking amazing. I love you all. Peace out.